I am Dan Day, of course, joined by Matt Wilson, aka Biff. We are live on YouTube and Twitch. You just have to type in 560 WQAM, of course, right here on the Odyssey app and 560 WQAM. Whoo! You dream the impossible dreams sometimes. You say, FAU beat Tennessee. Wow, they really did it. Then you say, Women's Hurricanes, go ahead and whoop up on Villanova. And wow, they did it. Then you say, no way. The Canes also? Can they win? Can we get all three teams into the Elite Eight? Come on. Come on. And lo and behold, last night, you start watching that game and you're like, wow, the Canes are really the better team. And wow, they're not letting up. And wow, I think we're going to win. And lo and behold, we won. Matt Wilson, aka Biff, was there any point last night where you doubted that the Canes men's team were going to win that game?
Nah, man. I mean, honestly, the fact that they're only a 5 seed is kind of wild to me. I think they should have been up higher. I mean, every team they've played in this tournament might have had a game that's close, but they've just seemed like they've been the dominant team.
They have. You know what? We don't care. Underrate us, overlook us, just keep winning. And now you do have a good team to play in Texas tomorrow. That is a very good team. And oh, by the way, the women's team playing my alma mater, LSU. That's where the road ends for the ladies too. I hate to break it to you like that. FAU, I doubted them. I'm not going to say anything anymore. I already doubted them against Tennessee. I said Tennessee's got this, and lo and behold, I was wrong. So I really can't doubt anybody right now. It's been a fantastic week for the most part, sports-wise, here in South Florida. So why don't we run it all back right now with a little something I like to call a montage.
White left to right, Detroit red, right to left, off and running to start this one. The heat is on. So does this go all the way through, or is there like a trail bed in it?
There's a little bit of a trail. I know where it is, though. I'll be good.
Philadelphia Flyers. We've got out of Bio and Robinson, toe-to-toe, moving from left to right to start this contest. Panthers in red, white to left, the elite two white, left to right. And we are just about ready to get underway. The lights are blinking, I'm thinking it's all over when I go out drinking. Oh, making my mind slow. Here's Forrest steering right. Out front to Boyd, it's back to Forrest. Don't fly another three. Good! Michael Forrest, back-to-back threes, and Florida Atlantic takes the lead. And bang in the membrane. Miller up for three. Yes! Jordan Miller a three from the left corner. And bang in the membrane. And the Panthers starting a road trip with the Panthers tonight, 5-2. The Panthers knock off the Detroit Red Wings. 112. 100. And this belongs to the Heat. With that leg straight, my legs bang. Like he is going insane. Hands their feet here in Philadelphia. The Panthers' 6-game point streak comes to an end here tonight at the Fargo Center. 6-3, the Flyers take it tonight over the Panthers. Final whistle blows. Toronto FC 2, Inter Miami nothing. Second loss of the season for Inter Miami. Panthers fall tonight on home ice 6-2. The final score. The Toronto Maple Leafs take this one. This one belongs to the Heat. They win 127. 120, led by the 35-point of Jimmy Butler, who also had 4 rebounds, 9 assists, 4 steals.
Owls, baby. I am going insane in the membrane. Oh my goodness. FAU, both Miami men's and women's into the Elite Eight. Biff, you are a proud alumnus of FAU. What got you more stoked up, though? Be 100% honest. FAU, the men's or the women's going to the Elite Eight for Miami?
FAU, man.
Is it?
So I would have never, if you would have asked me in whatever time ever in my life, if I'm ever going to see FAU going to an Elite Eight, I would assume that there are about 200 college programs that just quit.
Probably, if you'd have asked me, are you ever going to see FAU win an NCAA tournament game? I'd say, maybe one.
The last time FAU was in the NCAA tournament was 2002, and they got a quick exit.
Wow.
They haven't even been to the NIT.
Wow.
In the last couple of years. It's just a random 31-3 season so far.
All right, let me set things up. We got 3 hours today. They shorted us hour because the Canes, they're just winning everything right now. We're going to get into the Canes winning everything and how everybody hates us, even more so now here in South Florida, across the United States and the world. But they want to all live here and they want to all vacation here, but they hate us. They hate us. And now we've got the greatest sports in the world. And now they really, really hate us because they're up in the cold ass wherever they are and their teams are getting pound skull. I was going to say a different word, but getting pounded by us. So in a couple of minutes, though, we're going to shift. We're going to get to some soccer action. Joe Malfa, play-by-play, right here on 560 WQAM. He is going to be joining us talking about Inter Miami and how they're going to get back to their winning ways. Then at 1 o'clock, Hollywood, Danny Rabinowitz from the Joe Rose Show, also on the call of the Canes game, and the voice of Barry University Sports. He's going to be jumping in. He's going to be telling us about the game last night, the game tomorrow, that the men's Canes team will be playing. I can't just say the Canes are going to be playing now because the ladies, they put themselves on the map yesterday. I mean, even before that, but I'm saying yesterday put themselves on the map. What a game. So much more than the Cavender twins right there. They are the face of the program. Beautiful faces, by the way. They got a lot of talent. But nonetheless, that whole team right there, they were balling. And later on, we're going to have roll call because it's not just the Cavender twins. It's not just Isaiah Wong. It's not just Coach Larinaga. It's not just Katie Meyer. We're going to show some love to each and every one of the players on all three of these great teams' roster because they have earned it. Breaking it down. Let's break it down with some headlines real quick. Let's talk about it again because it sounds so good. The Canes men's and women's team advanced to the Elite Eight yesterday. Jim Larinaga and the guys downed top-seeded Houston 89-75, while Katie Meyer and the ladies took care of Villanova 70-65. Both play tomorrow. The men, they face Texas at 5:05, while the ladies play the LSU Lady Tigers at 7 o'clock. Let's go, Canes men's team. I mean, I hope the women do well too, but come on. Did you see Kim Mulkey, the coach of LSU, yesterday? That's some brave fashion she had. If you have not seen it, Google it right now. I honestly probably don't have to put anything other than Kim Mulkey in there. She was wearing a blazer that was emblazoned with feathers. The feathers didn't match the rest of the blazer. Not that feathers usually match a blazer, but it looked funky. And somebody even called me from home in New Orleans and was like, I didn't like that jacket Kim Mulkey was wearing. You didn't have to say that. It looked terrible. But you know what? On the court, took care of business.
I mean, that's just dominant. You go out there and you wear that jacket, nobody's going to mess with you. Who is going to mess with somebody who's wearing a crazy fit like that?
Kim Mulkey, if you're listening, you are playing one of the sexiest teams in the league, in the world, in one of the sexiest cities in the world, from one of those sexiest cities in the world. She needs to come out tomorrow. You really want to push the envelope, Kim Mulkey. You really want to fire up the troops. Just straight body paint, butt naked in body paint. All purple and gold, baby. Tiger stripes. Kim Mulkey. I don't know. I feel as though I win either way with the women because if LSU wins, that's my alma mater. Very proud. If Miami wins, I live here. This is my home. I'm also very proud. Either way, I hope it goes to quadruple overtime and they score 1,000 points and it's a last-second shot and one team wins. It'll be absolutely great. Tonight, in men's basketball action at 6 o'clock, whoo, whoo, fly high, FAU Owls are going to face Kansas State. Then at 8:50, Gonzaga and UConn do battle. I'm telling you, one of those two teams, Gonzaga or UConn, they got to be the favorite to win. Well, Texas is pretty good too, but they got to face the U, so we'll see what happens with that. The Dolphins have released their off-season workout dates. Players are back in the building on April 17th, while minicamp in June 6th through 8th will be happening. Miami also re-signed special teamer Justin Bethel, but defensive tackle John Jenkins has left for the Raiders. Free agency, you got to do what you got to do. Do you know how old Kyle Lowry is today, Biff? 37. Give him an extra year, bro. Look, when you start getting into your upper 30s, you want that year, man. He's not gonna claim 38. So Kyle Lowry hopes to celebrate his 37th birthday today with a win over the Nets. Tip is at 8, and the winner holds sole possession of 6th place in the East. I've called this week Hate Week. Hate Week because started with the Knicks on Wednesday. You got to play the Nets today. You got to play Toronto on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, the Knicks again. But if you win all 4 games in Hate Week, probably going to be in 5th place in the East. So first test pass. Today's a big test. Let's pass that. Toronto, eat it. And then the Knicks, I just have this feeling. The Knicks are the Knicks. The Heat are the Heat. We're going to get them. Even though it's going to be in Madison Square Garden. I'm feeling it. Owner David Beckham is believed to have spent $60 million of his own money to improve Inter Miami's practice facilities. It now includes a state-of-the-art gym, pools, hot tubs, along with a fully staffed kitchen. The Herons, they face Chicago FC today, Dry Pink Stadium. Kickoff's at 7:30 in a couple of minutes. We're going to have play-by-play announcer Joe Malfa joining us, talking a little bit about Inter Miami and also the U.S. men's national team who were in action last night. And we're going to talk about that in just a minute. The Marlins are bringing back their inaugural season teal uniforms for Friday home games this coming season. Of course, opening day is Thursday at Lone Depot Park against the Mets. Biff, tell me I'm crazy. I believe in this Marlins team. They're going to make some noise. Maybe make a little playoff push.
I mean, honestly, Sandy Alcantara last year getting that Cy Young was just a huge step for the team. World Baseball Classic, people are loving some baseball down here.
It might help attendance like 10%. Come on.
10% huge, so that's a huge prize for it. So, I'll take it.
You got Luis Arraez. What a great batter. You got, what's his name? I always want to call him Starlin Marte. I don't know why I want to keep calling him Starlin Marte. Jazz Chisholm, he's moving to center field. I don't know. I mean, that's what opening day is all about. Everyone's got a shot. Doesn't matter how good or bad you actually are. Everyone's got a shot. So I'm going to hold on to hope. I'm still holding on to hope for the Panthers. I was so high on them for a while. They had that 7-game streak where they scored points towards the standings, and now they've lost 2. But they look to bolster their playoff hopes as they host the Rangers today at 5. What do you think the breakdown of the crowd's going to be today at FLA Live Arena? How much Floridians are Panthers fans and how many Rangers fans, percentage-wise?
I still think it's probably going to be a 50-50.
Whoa.
Slightly going, though, towards the Rangers. It's still cold up north, so they're staying down.
Oh, I was going to go 70-30 Panthers or something like that. 60-40?
No, 50-50, but it's like, 50.01% Rangers. It's still cold up in New York. Those New Yorkers are still down here. And what else are they going to do? There's nothing exciting for them going on right now.
This is my impression of New Yorkers that come down here like as snowbirds. Your pizza's terrible. Your water tastes nasty. Oh my God, can't find a good deli. And then everybody that lives down here, well, why don't you just go back home? Well, if you hate it here so much, why do you stay here? Why do you come here? Oh my God. Oh, the traffic. Oh, it's like all you do is come down here and complain. Why? Why? I'm not going to eat the pizza. It's not real pizza. You know what? You're not real. Go home. I don't know anybody from South Florida like, man, I wish we had more New Yorkers down here, man. That'd be nice. I don't know. So hopefully the Panthers can take care of the Rangers and send all the New Yorkers packing back to where you came from. Canes baseball team, they were shut out for the first time this season as they lost to Wake Forest 11-0 last night. The 2 play again today at 4 o'clock. Did you know Nova Southeastern, they're 35-0 on the season, and today's a big day for them. They're playing for the Division II National Championship. That's going to be starting at 2 o'clock. They're going to be playing West Liberty University. And I've done the research on West Liberty University. When I say I've done the research, I just Googled the university and found out it's in West Virginia. And that's all I've got. They're in West Virginia. So, hey, so you can get Nova Southeastern National Championship. You can get FAU and the University of Miami in the national championship game. And then, of course, you can get the women, if they can get past LSU, to win a women's national championship. Take that, New Yorkers. Oh, your basketball down here sucks. You're terrible. Oh, we beat the Knicks earlier this week, and we're going to beat you again this week. Yeah, right.
And just know FAU is winning in New York, so Florida is taking.
Woo! Woo! I don't know why this became bash New York people. Actually, I really don't hate New York people. I know a lot of them. They're very nice. The U.S. men's national team defeated Grenada 7-1. Christian Pulisic scored a goal, while Ricardo Pepi and Weston McKennie each had two. And real quick right now, before we get to Joe Malfa, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. The Humble Baron Whiskey Distillery in Tennessee boasts a not so humble bar. In fact, it's the longest in the world at 518 feet long. Save me a seat, man. The longer the bar, the better, is what I say. It's another worse. Dave, you can probably attest to this. Go to a dive bar, whether it's Bob's Your Uncle, my neighborhood dive bar, On the Rocks, or Titanic Brewery by the U. Maybe you're heading out to the U for some reason today. There's no sports, but maybe you're heading out that direction. There's nothing worse than going to your favorite bar and there's nowhere to sit at the bar. You have to like sit at a table or like a chair or just stand. It sucks.
Oh, going to like a bar like that? Yeah, not sitting at the bar. You just feel like a weirdo. You're like an outsider. It's almost like you have like leprosy.
Yeah, you really do. You're a modern day leper. If you go to a bar and the bar is full, you do feel like that. And then you don't know where to put your drink. You know how to stand. That's why I just get to bars at like 2, 3 in the afternoon. That way I don't have to worry about because usually they're not too crowded at that point.
Yeah, you get the true drinkers there.
Thank you for labeling me a true drinker. I am a true Inter Miami fan. So we're going to take a break from all the celebrating of our basketball accolades in South Florida. And we're going to talk a little Inter Miami with their play-by-play guy, Joe Malfa. Oh, he's from New Jersey. We'll find out from him if he likes the bagels and the pizza and the women down here, although he's engaged. I'm not going to get into that too much. But Joe Malfa going to join us next here on Sports Day, 560 WQAM.
friendship that you just learned we had officially over. Finally, it's easy. Auto. Here's how we long for Skechers hands-free slip-in footwear.
The rule has gone hands-free. However, if you want to put on
For AM 560 Sports, WQAM in high definition, find us on the free Odyssey app. Just search WQAM, make us your favorite station, and you'll get South Florida's best sports talk and play-by-play to the Heat, Panthers, Hurricanes, and Inter Miami. Free. Enjoy. It's time for Sports Day.
WQAM, this is Sports Day. I'm Dan Day, joined by Biff, and every day is a good day. Inter Miami is playing my favorite team, one of my favorite announcers in all the land. Alpha joining us right now. You can check us out on the Twitch page. You can also check us out on YouTube Live and Twitch across the app. Hey, Joe, how are things going with you today?
I'm doing well. I was listening before I popped on, and you're out here trashing New York, New Jersey, trashing the Rangers, and I got my Rangers shirt on just for you today. So we could have some fun with that.
Oh, my goodness. All right, so we have you on right now. Let's talk Inter Miami before we talk about the East Coast love. I did say I have some friends on the East Coast that I love. No, I'm just kind of bashing right there. But yeah, first things first, let's talk about Inter Miami. So high on them the first two games. What happened in the next two games? We lost to NYCFC and also to Toronto last week.
Well, what happened in the next two games is they picked up some injuries, and none more important than Gregory. He's the heart and soul of this team and was the captain of this team. And the fact that he's going to be gone for a lengthy period of time with I believe they called it officially a Liz Frank injury, it hurts. And they're going to have to do some work to fill in that gap. It wasn't going to be easy to just kind of pivot on a dime and go ahead and plug that hole. Bryce Duke has to step up, and he will, but he's more offensive-minded. Jean Mott is going to have to get used to playing a more defensive role and not have as much freedom going forward. So that's going to take some adjusting. And they still need somebody up top to play with Joseph Martinez because, yes, he is one of the all-time kings of goal scoring in Major League Soccer, but he's not an out-and-out target man. The guy is – I'm 5'6" on a good day. He's not much bigger than me. He's more of a slasher. He's going to run in behind, find those holes in the defense, needs that service. But they still need a target man to put next to him. Insert Leo Campana when he's back healthy. Don't officially know when that will be either. But once they were able to put him next to Martinez, the goals will start coming in more. I was chatting with Thomas Rungan about this on the air the other day. You have to be happy that they picked up 6 points in the first 4 games while they're still pushing through these injuries. And you know that Phil Neville will have this team clicking on all cylinders once you kind of get into the summer and into the mid-season months, as he has the last couple of years.
Yeah, I just want to ask, what is the matchup going to be like today as you play Chicago FC? Do you think it's one of those things where the team will stay aggressive and they're going to really attack and try to get up front? Or is it one of these days where we're going to see them kind of hang back and kind of just try to maybe counterattack a little bit more?
Oh, I think today is going to be a day that they're on the attack. Chicago is a very, very hit or miss team. They've had an odd start to the season, a tie against NYCFC. They lost to Philly. They had a 3-1 lead against Cincy, and it seemed like they were boat racing them last week. And then all of a sudden, Cincinnati scored 84th minute, 87th minute to tie it 3-3. They leaked goals, this Chicago team. So I think coming off of a couple of tough ones on the road, keep that in mind too. Last year, Inter Miami struggled mightily on the road, and so far we saw that again this year. 2 wins at home, 2 losses on the road. Back home today, that's a day where you got to take it to Chicago and try to go out early, jump on them, and see what you could find. Make them chase you because, again, we know that they're a team that has trouble defensively, Chicago. So attack them. Don't sit back and give them a chance to get the footing in the game. I expect them to come out on the front foot early and pressing hard. Dan, I saw your lips moving in this StreamYard thing, but it says your mic is muted, and I heard nothing that you said.
Drake Callaghan, we signed him to an extension. He has been pretty good this year. I have to say, 2 clean sheets at the beginning. He got an own goal in NYCFC, but he gave up 2 goals against Toronto. Is he our goalkeeper of the future? Is he going to be fantastic the rest of the season and well into the future for Inter Miami? And maybe just maybe the premier goalkeeper in MLS.
Oh, he's absolutely the guy of the future. I mean, last year he was one of the goalkeeper of the year finalists at MLS in his first true season. He's big, he's athletic. The one thing that we picked up last week, Thomas Rogan and I, is that he's starting to feel more comfortable with his feet, playing out of the back, passing out of the back, and it's something that he has to continue to grow with. But last year we saw the seeds planted for what he can be in MLS, and again, a goalkeeper of the year finalist. I wouldn't read too much into these last couple of games. The goal that was scored against Inter Miami against NYCFC was an own goal. And then last week against Toronto, just the way it happened, it was off of a couple of set pieces. One was an Inter Miami set piece where they didn't backtrack defensively in time. There was nothing he could have done about it. And then the second goal, could he have come out? It was an awkward set piece where he maybe should have come out for it, but ended up in the back of the net. He's a terrific shot stopper and a terrific goalkeeper all around, and he'll be fine.
So going forward, we got Gregory's out. He's not out for the whole season, is he?
He's not officially out for the whole season, but it's supposed to be a few months. They don't expect to have him back, from what I've been told and from what I've read, until late summer at the best.
So Joseph Martinez, he has not scored this year. We brought him in to be a goal scorer. He was a prolific goal scorer at Atlanta United. Can you expect him very soon to start getting back to his goal ways?
He was very dangerous in all of these games, and it just hasn't happened for him yet. And I think it kind of goes back to not having a partner right now. The whole preseason, and every preseason game they played Inter Miami, they were using a 2-striker formation with Martinez next to Leo Campana, who was terrific last season in his first full year with Inter Miami. And then all of a sudden, right before the season started, Campana picked up an injury, and he's been out so far this regular season. So now Josef Martinez went from having that tandem and growing comfort with Campana to being on an island, isolated in a different formation. So I think it's going to take Campana coming back to really unlock Martinez's potential. But we know from his past years in this league, once that first goal goes in, this dude could combust. And all of a sudden, you'll see that he scores 5 goals in a span of 5 games or 10 goals in a span of 8 games and just kind of run with it. Maybe there's also something weighing on him mentally. We know in all sports when guys are close to milestones, it almost takes a little while for that to happen. But just switching sports for a second, we saw it with Alex Ovechkin last year when he was pursuing 800. It just took him a little while. But now Josef Martinez is 2 goals away from 100 in his MLS career. So it just kind of feels like there's a lid on the goal. Maybe there's some pressure in the back of his mind. But once he gets it, he'll start clicking. He's showed up in the good, dangerous spots. Just hasn't happened for him yet for whatever reason. And part of it goes to not having a true partner right now.
Yeah, I really do feel it's a matter of time once you get Campana in there. You got your guy in the gym. You got everything the other team should be going over. And you see this team, as the season goes on, be in the upper half of the Eastern Conference, maybe even higher up in the Eastern Conference.
I believe so. I think this team last year, the issue was depth. And as the season wore on and the attrition started to happen with the injuries, they just didn't have enough to earn a home playoff game. Had enough to scrap and make the playoffs, but this year that depth is there. And again, once Campana comes back, you have that tandem with Martinez to start pouring in the goals. The back end is solid. McVay was an unsung hero last year, played almost every minute of the season, and he's back to his natural center back spot next to Krivstov, the Ukrainian player that was brought in. So the center back pair is that much better. You've still got DeAndre Yedlin on the right. Now on the left, you bring in Negri, the Argentinian player. So you have a legitimate back line to put in front of Calendar. And then going further up the field, you have legitimate attacking threats once Campana and Martinez are paired. Looking at the landscape of the Eastern Conference, there are a few teams from last year who just seem to have taken a bit of a dip. And it'll be to be determined whether or not they can sort of rediscover that top-end form. You look at teams like Philadelphia, who they should be there, but they have other competitions to worry about. NYCFC is sort of in flux right now. New England off to a good start. I don't know if they can maintain it. The big one to worry about is Atlanta. They've been running roughshod over everybody, and that'll probably continue. But just looking at the landscape of the Eastern Conference with the talent that Inter Miami has, and with the way Phil Neville has shown a knack for coaching well in this league, the last 2 years, that team had no business being in the playoffs. But what did Phil Neville do? He got them there. So you couple the talent they have, the depth they have with his coaching ability, and they're a top half of the Eastern Conference team to me.
Yeah, it's so early in the season. You can't really tell who's going to be really good and really bad. I do think Miami is moving in the right direction. You still got to feel as though LAFC, they did win MLS last year. They're still one of the teams to beat.
Oh, and absolutely. The Western Conference is a different animal. The Eastern Conference, I think, is wide open this year outside of Atlanta. But in the West, you've got a few clear-cut teams to beat. I actually had a couple of LAFC games in CONCACAF Champions League recently. That team is ridiculously loaded. I've been around MLS as a fan for a couple decades and now calling games for a couple of years. I still don't understand how allocation money and salary cap and designated players work. So I have no idea how they've been able to amass all the talent they have legally within the restraints of MLS. And I know it's a touchy subject because Inter Miami got hit with those sanctions a couple of seasons ago. I have no idea how LAFC does it, but they're loaded, and they are by far the team to beat in MLS again this year.
All right, let's transition now to a little bit of hockey. Today's big game, 5 o'clock. Florida Panthers need to win. Rangers kind of need to win also. You're a New Jersey, correct?
Correct.
And the Rangers are your team?
Rangers are the team.
And you're not going to be watching the game because you're probably going to be working, am I correct?
Yep, I've got 2 games today that I'm calling at 3 and 10. I thought about leaving the studio and missing the first period, catching the rest of it, and then showing up on time for my second game, but it was cutting it way too close. I'm a diehard, but I'm not risk my job diehard, so I'll watch it on my laptop.
Let's keep it real. Let's keep it a buck. What do you think should happen today between the Panthers and the Rangers?
Keeping it a buck, I think it'll be a high-scoring, fun game that either team can win. Personally, I think the Rangers will win the game, obviously, but I can't say anything else besides that. But it's going to be an important game. Florida needs it, I know, right now to try and make this playoff push and secure their spot. The Rangers are sort of locked in right now. It's going to be tough to go from the 3 seed in the Metro and past the Devils for the 2 seed. So it's pretty much locked in New Jersey, New York in that first round, Hudson River rivalry. But we'll see. The Rangers right now, ever since they got Patrick Kane, they struggled those first couple games when he just kind of came in and played on the fly. But then he went ahead and they had a few days off. They had a 5-day off period. And from that point on, he's been scoring a point a game. The team has only lost once to the Hurricanes. Outside of that, I believe it's 6 wins and an overtime loss. So they've been clicking ever since they had that mini bye week, and we're able to kind of get everybody on the same page. That's how it all went.
You talking to Malfa right now?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thanks, bro.
No problem.
I'm still here, Dan, but I think somebody else is unmuted, and I'm hearing them over you in the StreamYard.
You're still here, Nico?
I'm still here. I hear you now. I'm hearing you now.
Okay, so when you get pretzels, you go mustard or no mustard?
Ooh, always mustard. Always love mustard on pretzel. Yeah. Yeah, it's you can go so many different directions, but I'm always siding with the mustard on that. Dan, I'm sorry. Somebody else is unmuted in the StreamYard, and I cannot hear you really over whatever they're doing right now.
None. You can hear me. Okay, so we seem as though we've lost.
I got you now.
Okay, you can hear me now.
Yep, I'm with you.
Who is your baseball team in Major League Baseball?
New York Mets. That is it. And I am still kind of salty about Edwin Diaz going down, but still very excited about the season.
Did you go to the World Baseball Classic? Did you go to any of those games?
I did. I was at the title game. A friend of mine had an extra ticket for the title game. I was there. That was legitimately one of the best sports atmospheres I have ever been a part of in my entire life. And the fact that it came down to that storybook ending of Ohtani striking out Trout is something I will remember forever.
That's something I wanted to ask. I've heard it was one of the greatest. Everyone that went to it says it was just one of the greatest sporting events and events they've been to in their lives. It's second to none.
Yeah, it's something that needs to happen every 3 years. I know there's arguments against it because of injuries and this and that, but you sit in there, you see the atmosphere, you see how much it means to all the players, and you would never, ever in a million years want to get rid of it.
Absolutely. Well, Joe Malfa, we're going to hear you all season long calling many of the Inter Miami games along with our dude Thomas Rungan. One day you'll come out to stop by and tell us what goes on. Well, actually, you can't really tell us what goes on off the air with Thomas Rungan because I can't talk about all that stuff on the radio. But we want to have you by a lot. You know, you and I are good friends. I want to have you on every once in a while, just jumping on, answering 3 questions, 4 questions, and getting us stoked up for this Inter Miami season. Is that cool all season long?
Keep me every week if you need to. I'm always free to have on a Saturday.
I promise we'll have more technical issues when you come by next time, too.
Hey, it happens. It's the first time popping on the fly here. It's live radio, man. We power through it, and we still have a lot of fun.
Well, much appreciated, Joe Malfa. You can hear him on Inter Miami, and if they want to find you on Instagram or Facebook, what is your social, or Twitter, or what are your social, or MySpace, or whatever else you're using? What are your social media handles?
This is like you really, but I was never old enough to be on MySpace. By the time I was old enough to have social media, MySpace was gone the way of dodo. So Twitter's the main one for me. It's just at MalfaJ98. That's MALFAJ98, and I spell it because some people think it's a PH, as in the word alpha, but it's just an S. So.
Well, we're glad to have you on, Joe. We'll have you on again soon. Have a great day. I would say go Rangers, but I can't do that right now. I have to say go Panthers. Let's go Herons, Inter Miami. We can agree on that.
Absolutely, and I'll see you hopefully Monday at Trivia.
Much appreciated. Monday Trivia, Funky Buddha. You can find both of us there. It's going to be big. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. And it's always great with you, Joe. Take it easy, brother.
You too, man. Thanks.
Up next, more Sports Day here on 560 WQAM.
Breaking news from
560 WQAM. Dan Bay here with you. You hear the music, you know what that means. It is what I like. Appreciate everyone that's joined us on the Twitter and the Twitch and the Facebook and the YouTube and the MySpace. We're live 560 WQAM. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this Saturday afternoon. So much going on in the sports world, but basketball dominates right now, though. Want to touch on some of the things that I liked from last night. What's not to like about Canes basketball in general? But one thing that really stood out to me last night, of course, Nigel Pack hitting the big threes, the big shots. We want to show some love to the big man who's really not that big of a man, Norchad Omier. He's big, but when it comes to bigs in college basketball.
Oh, he's a big in college basketball.
He's
He's 6'8". College basketball, you can be 6'8" and big.
Undersized, nonetheless. Vladmir is here with us. Got a highlight that I want to run back of Norchad Omier, just making a basket because I want to show some love for the what I consider undersized big playing big. Somewhat big.
Sasser guards, Acker back up. Acker bounce pass to Omier. Double team is there. Omier with 5. Free throw line. Right to bank it in. He does. He banks it in. Miami 76, 62 meters over Houston.
There you go, right there, Norchad Omier. The Canes win big. That's what I'm talking about. But it's good for the goose, as they say, is good for the gander. The Canes ladies team, they got a huge win against Villanova yesterday. Stop the hate, show the love. Canes women's team got a new fan, it seems like. Or maybe he's an old school fan that just all of a sudden.
No, he's not a new school fan.
He's been following.
I mean, he's not an old school fan. He's not. He just got on there right now. He saw the girls. He saw the twins. That's the reason why.
Talking about one Lil
Weezy F baby
decided to jump on the old. I don't even know if it was StreamYard, Snapchat, whatever, and show some love to the Canes women's team after their big win.
Hey, we appreciate the love. We appreciate the love. Yo!
That's something right there, Lil Wayne jumping on the FaceTime and showing some love. I did notice really quick, if you get to watch the video, at first the Carpenter twins don't have the phone, but when he starts talking, they dominate. They just take him.
But come on, man. We all know that voice. We all know that lean voice anywhere.
Oh, Lil Wayne, man. What are you going to do? Okay. Well, it wasn't all good for everybody in the basketball world. In fact, Dallas Mavericks played absolutely terrible at the beginning of the game against Charlotte yesterday, leading their fans, home fans, by the way, to start booing them. Jason Kidd was actually asked how he felt about the fans booing the team.
Fans booed you guys pretty loud in the third quarter. You think that was deserved?
Yeah, it was probably should have been booed in the first quarter. You know, just the effort in the play. They have a right. They paid to see a better show. It wasn't there until the second half. We can't come out like that, especially this time of the year.
Oh, man. I kind of like Jason Kidd just being honest, saying, yeah, I'd have booed too. That's garbage right there. We played terrible. They lost to a Charlotte team that.
They went to 11th, bro. They went from 7 to 11 with no Slurpees.
Say Kyrie Irving is a cancer. He is toxic. I mean, there's evidence. There's evidence that
it's not. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that on Kyrie. It's not Kyrie.
I'm saying for the people that say that.
And that's no evidence on there. The Dallas was Dallas. They've been like this before Kyrie. They're like this with Kyrie. Yeah, they haven't. I'm talking about this season because they got Kyrie this season. So if you're gonna do that, we could play that game. They went to the Western Conference Finals, right? And then they let Jalen Brunson go, who was part of that team. But what happened? But they don't have evidence because how many games did Kyrie play this year, Dan? Yes. How are you going to tell me it doesn't matter? No. But by their theory, how are you saying that? Because they've only played 12 games together, and you're going by last season when they played 82 plus in a postseason. So how is that 12 games with Kyrie a good indication of that? Oh, he's the reason why they're bad. They were in playoff contention. They're in playoff contention. So exactly. I'm getting heated because I know I just don't like the way people kind of move words around when it was like, okay, you said it's not about liking. I don't care what about liking. It's about that, is he affecting the team or is he not affecting the team? That's what it's about. It's not about liking. I don't care.
That was me just trying to make a point about possibly Kyrie haters having things.
And I'm saying they don't really have anything to say because this has nothing to do with them. Their team was struggling before him and they're struggling with him. That's what I'm saying.
But I can't totally love on the U ladies basketball team tomorrow because they are playing my alma mater, LSU, who squeak.
So free throws for Jenna Johnson. Oh, she's a 75% free throw shooter now. She can tie it. Mr. Biff. Young puts the shot up. LSU is a lead once again. The Tigers back to the Elite Eight for the first time since 2008. LSU is a lead once again. LSU is a lead once again.
You had to get that loop.
There's a little bit of editing in there right there.
I feel as though I'm win tomorrow with LSU and the U.
I'm with you.
U ladies basketball team. It's all a the place that I live. Let the best team win. Like I said, I hope it goes to quadruple overtime, and I hope that everybody just plays great and it's just a great game. Kim Mulkey,
I love her.
She dressed crazy.
I don't care. I love Kim because she's a feisty coach. She's a feisty woman. She'll let you know what she's thinking. She doesn't care. There's no filter. She lets it be known. And let her wear her little whatever that outfit was yesterday.
There was some weird feathers on her outfit. Like I said, tomorrow she should come out in just body paint, tiger stripes, fully naked, body paint. That's what I like to see.
I don't know if they want that, but
I want that.
I second that. But yeah, but great coach, and I hope. Unfortunately, she has to go against our UM ladies. And I have a question for you, Dan, that we're going to have to talk about. And this is for the South Florida audience. Kane's basketball team, or women and men, are in the Elite Eight, right? The men, this is going to be the second year in a row in the Elite Eight. We got FAU in the Elite Eight. We got Nova in the Division II title. Is South Florida a basketball town? Has it turned into a basketball town?
That was something that I breached on the show yesterday on Tobin and Leroy. We're going to get to that at the top of the hour. Let's circle back to that right now. Is it a football town? Is it a basketball town? Is it a sports town? We're going to get to all that. So yes, that is something that we definitely need to touch on.
Right now, let's continue on. It is a soccer time. I had Joe Love on earlier. The U.S. men's national team played last night. Captain America, of course, he did it again. Christian Pulisic.
Into the path of Pulisic, and it's on the line. Christian Pulisic has his goal to go with his first half assists.
Yes, the team that defeated Granada 7-1. They're basically qualified for CONCACAF, but nonetheless, that was a qualifying game. He had 2 goals from Weston McKinney, 2 goals from Ricardo Pepe, and the U.S. team does what they're supposed to do. Very excited about that. Christian Pulisic actually had a hat trick of assists. So a hat trick of assists and a goal. Very nice. One more that I want to get to before we go. What I like. There's an artist. He's of American United States descent, but he also has got some ties to Venezuela. He is going to be performing Monday at the North Beach Band Show. His name is Devondra Bonhart. He has this avant-garde kind of strange sound. Put some of his music in because I've been listening to it, kind of get stoked up at the concert Monday night. Going to go and check it out. Devondra Bonhart. I may be the only United States person in there from Louisiana, definitely, and it's gonna be cool. It's weird, it's kind of creepy, it's kind of avant-garde, and it's kind of good. Maybe we can give it a little listen right now. So far, not too weird.
Nah, this got funk, man. Come on, man.
Wait till you hear his voice, though. It gets a little different. And he's got some more. This is more of his mainstream stuff because I don't want to scare you.
So yeah, gonna get weird, gonna get indie, gonna get fun. Monday, North Beach Bench.
How much psychedelics will be using dude?
I'm gonna be checking those people out because I'm not gonna get all crazy and messed. I might drink a couple beers. I don't know, maybe eat some candy and stuff like that before I go in there, and not candy, maybe like some baked goods or something. But yeah, I don't think there's gonna be a lot of sober people at that concert. But then again, are there ever a lot of sober people at a concert? I don't think so.
You name what concert? Maybe a concert somebody's gonna go sober. Not even the people that are working at the concerts are sober. So you never had a sip or a drink or like during any downtime.
No, never that. Oh man, so that's what we liked. Up next, we are going to get into if Miami has become a basketball town. Could be evidence that it is. That is next. And oh yeah, by the way, Danny Rabinowitz, aka Hollywood, going to be joining us in the next segment. We're going to get to that with Danny Rabinowitz. Vlad and I are going to discuss if this is a football town or a basketball town or whatever town Miami might be next here on 560 WQAM.
Listen to WQAM for Cat Talk. Look at the
560 WQAM. This is, of course, Sports Day. Along with my cousin Vladmir Lewisson. I am a Dan Day. Man, I can't get enough basketball nowadays. Of course, not enough basketball because everything here in South Florida, all we do is win, 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 no matter what. We throw our hands up and they stay there. And they stay there. Oh, and by the way, you're also kind of making the U when you throw your hands up. If you do it right, throw your hands up and they stay there. Of course, last night you could hear the call of the game. It was right here on 560 WQAM. Joe Zagacki live from Kansas City. Joining him, though, although he wasn't in Kansas City, Danny Rabinowitz. Danny Rabinowitz was helping out with the game. He helps out with all the games. He's also the voice of Barry University. A lot of people don't know that, but you can listen to some Barry University action. Danny Rabinowitz, of course, is also on the Joe Rose Show in the mornings. He gets up early in the morning. He and Joe Rose make it happen from 6 to 10, Monday through Friday, right here on 560 WQAM. And in just a minute, we're going to check in with Danny Rabinowitz. He's probably running around calling, I don't know, Barry University field hockey or something like that. And he's going to give us a little update on what he saw last night from the Canes, what we can expect from the Canes in the future as far as the men's team is concerned, because they got a lot going on. And a lot of people have been picking them early. Vlad was one of those people that picked the Canes men's team early to win it all. And you know what? It's looking better than what I've got, man. But, man, we got it going on. FAU got the wins going.
You know what? Because they were such a great – you should hit them with the montage, man.
Hit them. Hit them.
Were you trying to get crazy with this, eh? Don't you know I'm loco?
Miami and the Houston Cougars from Kansas City for the Elite Eight. And away we go.
Panthers in white left to right, Detroit in red right to left. Off and running to start this one.
The Heat is on the radio from Detroit. And let's go.
Welcome inside Wells Fargo Center here in Philadelphia for tonight's matchup. The Florida Panthers and the Philadelphia Flyers.
We've got out of Bio and Robinson toe-to-toe. Keep moving from left to right to start this contest.
Panthers in red right to left. The Leafs in white left to right. And we are just about ready to get underway.
General Electric and the lights are blinking. I'm thinking it's all over when I go out drinking. Oh, making my mind slow.
Here's Forrest veering right. Out front to Boyd. Gives it back to Forrest. He'll try another three. Good! Michael Forrest back-to-back threes, and Florida Atlantic takes the lead.
Miller up for three. Yes! Jordan Miller a three from the left corner.
And Villanova running out of time. History continues for the Hurricanes. Their first Elite Eight in program history.
And the Panthers start the road trip with a victory here tonight, 5-2. The Panthers knock off the Detroit Red Wings.
112, 100. And this one belongs to the Heat.
That mainframe, I'll explain. Like me is going insane.
Hands to their feet here in Philadelphia. The Panthers' 6-game point streak comes to an end here tonight at Wells Fargo Center. 6-3, the Flyers take it tonight over the Panthers.
Final whistle blows. Toronto FC 2, Inter Miami nothing. Second loss of the season for Inter Miami.
Panthers fall tonight on home ice, 6-2, the final score. The Toronto Maple Leafs take this one.
This one belongs to the Heat. They win 127-120, led by the 35 points of Jimmy Butler, who also had 4 rebounds, 9 assists, 4 steals.
Cops come and try to snatch my crops. These pigs want to blow my house down.
The Florida Atlantic Owls, who had never won an NCAA tournament game before this season, have won 3 in the tournament now. They are headed to the Elite Eight for a date with Kansas State on Saturday.
It's all over in Kansas City. All over in Kansas City. Unbridled joy for Miami. Houston heartbreak for the Cougars. The dream continues to burn brightly. Miami to the Elite Eight. Miami 89, Houston 75, and that's your final score.
That was insane last night. The Miami Hurricanes men's team leaving no doubt that they're one of the best teams in the land. And on the phone right now, we are joined by a guy who is not only on the call of Miami Hurricanes men's basketball, he's also heard in the mornings with Joe Rose, weekdays from 6 to 10. He's also the voice of Barry University Sports. He is one Danny Hollywood Rabinowitz. Danny, how's things today?
Man, things are good. I missed your first call there because I was in a very heated pickleball match with a 6-year-old here at the Miami Open, but I'm very happy to be with you, man.
How happy were you last night? The Canes took down Houston. What is one thing from that game that really stood out to you?
I guess what kind of stood out for me is I wasn't surprised. You know, Miami goes into that game as relatively big underdogs, 7.5-point underdogs, which is pretty significant. And I just wasn't surprised, Dan. They did everything they've been doing all season. It kind of all came together in a really nice way in that game. And, you know, I just, again, everyone seems like they're shocked that Miami's able to do this. I kind of, not, you know, I'm close to the team, so maybe it's different for me, but I wasn't surprised at all by what I saw.
Going into the game, I think the narrative was Miami buys games, they buy wins, John Ruiz, I feel as though with the way Miami played last night, that's kind of turned around. It seems like they're kind of the darlings of a lot of the analysts and a lot of people across the country that initially hated them. Seem like they kind of love them because they earned a lot of respect last night. Do you feel as though that the mood has kind of shifted on at least the men's team?
I think it doesn't matter. I think the team doesn't care, which is most important. You know, it's funny to me because everyone acts like Miami's the only team that's doing this. Like Nigel Pack is the only player in the country that's got an NIL deal. And look, I get why a lot of these teams are sour grapes right now because they're not in it anymore. Look at all these number one seeds getting bounced, and you know, look at the teams that are left. You know, I don't think a lot of people predicted, you know, FAU or Creighton or any of these teams to be left at this point. So I think it's just sour grapes, you know, from a national perspective. But I mean, come on, man, we're gonna act like Miami's the only team that's doing this.
Forget them, Hollywood. They just mad and complaining, hating. But in this tournament, it's all about guard play, and you have the ACC Player of the Year, and you have Nigel Pack as well. So talk about the guard play, talk about that backcourt, because I mean, last night they were just hitting everything, and pretty much in the NCAA tournament, if you have guard play, you're going to advance.
So Isaiah Wong is the ACC Player of the Year, and again, you know, everyone could say what they want about the ACC, but the ACC wasn't down this year. I saw the teams play up close and in person. Their conference wasn't down, but you know, everyone has this narrative that, you know, I don't know if it's because Miami is good and the other teams aren't, that the conference is down. But a lot of teams in the ACC had 20 wins. I don't think the conference was down at all, but. You know, you got Isaiah Wong, who's the best player in the ACC, who's playing like it now in the tournament. And, you know, Nigel Pack he was just incredible last night. He set the tone with those 3-point shots and was really the catalyst to everything Miami was doing. It's an amazing story, Nigel Pack. He was a shooting guard, converted to a point guard by Miami. And, you know, look at the success they've had at that point guard position over the last handful of years. It's really impressive.
That's another thing I want to ask. Coach Larinaga, you got to just marvel at what he has done, not just this year, but throughout his career. Is he one of the top 5 coaches in college basketball right now?
I mean, I don't know how you could debate that. You know, 700 wins is an incredible accomplissement, which he got earlier in the season. He's up for the Basketball Hall of Fame, which I think he'll get in a matter of years here. But I don't think there's any question about it. But it's not just Coach L. You know, Coach L gets a lot of the attention, but he's got an incredible staff of guys, and you need that. You need a great staff because those guys handle a lot of the recruiting, a lot of the game planning, and the preparation. So, you know, Coach L is tremendous, but his staff is also excellent, and, you know, they should get some of the credit as well.
What type of matchup are we going to see against Texas? How do you think the Canes are going to have to play to be successful against what is a very good Texas team?
Yeah, I was interesting. I was watching Texas last night, and obviously didn't know a ton about them until last night. But I thought Texas had some tremendous guard play, and I think that's going to be an interesting matchup to watch. You know, the guard play in that one, whether it's, you know, Isaiah Wong or Nigel Pack. But I think defensively, Miami has been on a tear. They just have, guys. I mean, look at the job they're doing defensively. Look what they did to Houston last night. I mean, Miami is not only defending well, but they're rebounding well. They're not getting beat in the rebounding margins, which is a real testament to playing team basketball because they don't have a 7-footer down there that can suck up all the rebounds. So they have just been fantastic.
And go ahead.
Yeah, Hollywood. Well, speaking about that, they don't have a big man, but they are. What shocked me about yesterday's game was the athleticism. They were more athletic to me than Houston. And say that you don't have a big man, but there's not a bigger guy with a heart Nobody has a bigger heart than Ojad Omir when he's on the court. Like, he was bullying those Houston big men, getting the rebounds, getting steals, dunking. Just talk about the athleticism of the team, because defense wasn't their thing, but they've been playing some really good defense since the ACC tournament, to be honest.
Yeah, they have. So it's interesting, guys. You know, you look at Houston last night, and Houston had a player that's going to get drafted in the top 10. He's a lottery pick, right? The guy Walker is a lottery pick. The guard Sasser is a first-round pick. So they had a lottery pick and a guy who's projected to go anywhere from 20 to 30 in the NBA draft, right? Miami doesn't have any of those guys, but what Miami does have is they have experience, and they have a very smart basketball team, and they take advantage where they can. And, you know, I don't know if it's just pure athleticism. I think it's just the fact that Miami is just a much better prepared team. And I think at this point in the tournament, guys, experience is king. And Miami has that in bunches. And, you know, you look at these situations, they don't get rattled. Look at the Indiana game. Indiana comes storming back and takes the lead in the second half. Miami doesn't get rattled. They don't crack, and they just continue going. And that is the veteran presence that you have on this team that certainly, in my opinion, makes the difference of why they've been so successful.
Hollywood, you are close to the team. You pretty much covered every single game this year. Can they realistically go all the way and win the national championship this year?
Yes.
Easy answer.
Do you want me to expand on that answer?
Please do.
Look, again, I think Isaiah Wong is as good a college basketball player as you have in this tournament. I think Nigel Pack is a guy that can hit big shots, and I think that you have an X factor in Jordan Miller, who we haven't even mentioned during this call, who's just been sensational for this team, by the way. Another guy that has experience, that's a leader of this team. He's been great. You got, you know, a nice young mix of young talent with Wooga Poplar and Bensley Joseph, and then Norchad Omir underneath. There is absolutely no reason why this team can't make it to the Final Four and beyond. And, you know, this Texas team that stands in their way, hey, look, Miami's underdogs once again, but that shouldn't shock anyone. I think they love playing in that underdog role.
I really think it is. You're going to be on the call of the game tomorrow night at 7. That's not 7 o'clock. Tomorrow they're going to be on at 5:05. Are you going to be on the call with Joe Zagacki?
I will be there, Dan. I'm going to be there.
I do want to ask you, how's the Miami Open? I've never been to a professional tennis event. How is the Miami Open right now? Kind of give us a little breakdown of what you're seeing and what you're doing.
What am I doing? Well, it's incredibly hot, Dan. I can feel the sweat pouring out of my ear as I talk to you on the phone here. So it is hot. But no, it's cool, man. It's cool. It's worth coming out here if you've never been. It's a neat tournament to check out. Coco Golf's going to be playing in a little while here on Stadium Court.
Big names.
So we'll be looking forward to that. But no, it's a very cool event, Dan. If you do get a chance, definitely worth coming out to, man.
All right, 2 quick questions before you bounce. One, how is it going to that tournament? Aren't they also building like the F1 course at the same time right now?
The F1 is getting built in full force here while we're here. And as you may or may not know, I'm a big F1 fan. So we took a little look around at all the F1 stuff, and very cool looking stuff, guys. I got to tell you, I'm a big fan of that event.
So the construction's not hampering or bothering the tennis goer to watch.
Everything's good, guys. Everything's set up beautifully here. They got you got to see this. It's a pretty amazing setup what they've done with this whole thing. And you know, look, it's just great that we were able to keep this tournament in Miami. That's definitely a big deal that we were able to keep this thing here and not lose this.
And now, number 2, you're a big Canes fan, everything. But with UM going to the Elite 8 for a second year in a row, the UM women's team going to the Elite 8, FAU going to the Elite 8, heck, Dover's in like Division 2 there in like the championship game. Has South Florida become a basketball town, or is it still a football town?
Yeah, I know you mentioned Division 2 there. Did you say Nova? Nova was I either playing for the championship or already did. I didn't see the
I didn't see the score.
Anyway,
2:00 today. 2:00.
Okay, so
they're Barry's rivals, so I'm a little down on that situation. But no, you know what, guys? I am hoops first. I love basketball, but if the Dolphins ever put together a good season, and you know, by a good season I mean not backing into the playoffs, I mean win the division and make a real run towards the Super Bowl, I just don't think anything would compare to that. You know, I don't want to I don't want to, diminish what the basketball teams have done, but yeah, I just think NFL is king. I think NFL is king everywhere. I don't know that changes in different places around the country. I don't know what you guys think about that, but
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more right there, Hollywood. And we do appreciate you spending some time. You get up in the morning, 6 to 10 on the Joe Rose Show. You're going to be on the call of the Hurricanes basketball game tomorrow. If people want to hear you on calls of Barry sporting events, how can they find you there?
For the Barry, what did you say, Barry?
Yes.
GoBarryBucks.com. Man, Dan, you let me promote everything today. I love this, man.
I'm trying to help you out, man. Look, one time you did track and field.
Beautiful. Can I promote my Twitter account too? My Instagram account?
Do you have
it all?
Wait. Do you have an OnlyFans? That's the real question I was wondering.
I probably should after this interview.
Absolutely love it. You once called track and field. That was probably my favorite moment for you at Barry University.
That was actually at the University of Miami, believe it or not. I did get to call track and field. And thankfully, I had two good people with me, two former track guys, because I kind of sat down. I had no idea what I was doing. So it was very good to have those guys here. They're with me.
Always a good time with you, Danny Rabinowitz. Go sweat out there at the Miami Open. We appreciate your time.
Guys, I got to tell you, Dan Vlad, it's awesome to hear you guys on the weekend, man. I absolutely love it. I'm getting in the car soon here to head out of this place. I'm going to be turning you guys on. I'd love to hear you guys on the weekend. Congratulations on the show, and thank you for having me on.
Thank you so much. We
Thanks
will
for
see
joining us,
you
man.
soon. Thank you. So Vlad asks, is this a basketball town? Is this a football town? We're going to get into that, plus run through some headlines, get you caught up to date on everything happening in the sports world next here on Sports Day, 560 WQAM.
Text WQAM on the Kendall Toyota text line.
me tell you that right here at the radio station. So, Vlad, do you know anything about Johnny Pacheco?
I've heard of Johnny Pacheco.
That music right now is banging right there. That's some Johnny Pacheco from the Dominican Republic, a little salsa music.
Oh, we're dancing right now.
So Johnny Pacheco was born on this day in 1935. He passed away in 2021. But man, that dude can play the flute. Me and Giuseppe and Nathan sit out, drink some beer, take some deep breaths, and listen to some Johnny Pacheco right there. Oh man, Johnny Pacheco. If you don't know, now you know. Much love right there.
Happy born day to Johnny.
We're trying to, Earth
Feliz
Strong.
cumpleaños.
Got that Earth Strong going. We're trying to enlighten you here on Sports Day. So we played some Devondra Bonhart earlier. Now I played some Johnny Pacheco. And then, of course, you heard Lisa Turtle, a.k.a. one Lark Voorhees, an original bad one.
I used to call that show Saved by the Lisa, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't call it by Saved by the Bell.
Man, that's like that's like an OG bad one right there. Yeah. You had Kelly Kapowski, Lisa Turtle.
And who would have thought that Jesse Spano was the one that, that went left and decided to do Showgirls?
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? Crazy. But Lord Voorhees, I love me some Lord Voorhees growing up too, man. Ooh, man, I love me some Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell. What was it when Jesse was singing? And then because she had
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. She just dropped.
So scared.
Looked like she had to come down from like a night out doing cocaine or something like that. It was craziness.
Yes, indeed. Of course, we are live on YouTube and Twitch and on the radio and on the Odyssey app. Appreciate you if you text in 305-567-0560. Apparently, we weren't set up for kids. Oh, no, we were set up as a kids station on YouTube. I've disabled that. It is now for adults because, trust me, this show, even though kids are invited,
you're not invited. You might want to listen. You can listen.
We've actually been warned by our boss already. And I thought we were being conservative to begin with. And we've also been warned, a lot of craziness going on there. But we appreciate you jumping in. We've got Cleve Randomness, Arvo Ritchie, he's been chiming in. He's actually in town from Richmond, Virginia. He's been checking in. He helped us out with some of the sound issues earlier today. I also got a guy, our girl, 305-567-0560, that texted in and said, "Hey, Slug, my dad went to LSU when you was there." And then I asked when, and he said 1951. Okay, I was not there. 1980, I was also not there. Maybe that's a different texter. No, that's the same texter. I was not there. I am a very young and fertile man, very versatile man. Johnny Pacheco has stuff with Celia Cruz that is legendary. That's from Rafa, Miami. Yes, indeed. Much appreciated.
Big up Rafa.
And right there, that Johnny Pacheco, that's some good stuff right there for all ages. I saw Vlad dancing and moving. I was grooving and moving. So we like to appreciate everyone that's jumping on. We seem to have fixed a lot of the issues. At least technically, my personal life is falling apart.
What's going on?
I was supposed to chase around a bad one this afternoon.
Yo, what happened?
I know, man. And you know what's bad? I try to never blow off a bad one.
You can never blow
this
off
one. There's just been a lot of things going on. I've been busy. I have a lot of things. So I've blown off this bad one for good reason. Maybe other bad ones. Maybe just life.
You blew off a bad one for badder ones.
Well, yeah, sort of, yes. So really, I've even felt bad. So she was like, "Finally, let's do something." I was like, "Let's do it. Let's get together and do it." And I was like, "I'm off. Once I get off with Vlad, we'll get high on the radio, and then we'll go hang out." And I have to work tonight because someone got sick, and Inter Miami's not going to run itself. So Vlad and I are here all day.
Yep,
we really do spend the weekends together.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
My boss asked me, "Hey, you want to go to the Panthers game tonight? I've got the suite against the Rangers." I said, "Wait a second, that's perfect. Vlad and I can do the show and then go out there like cousins and enjoy the Rangers versus the Panthers." And I come in, I'm like, "Vlad, what are you doing this weekend?" "Oh, I got to do the Panthers game here." I was like, "Well, then we're not going to the Panthers game."
It's not like I didn't want to see the Rangers, my favorite team, but it's okay. I'll work here and then wait.
So I said, if I'm not going to be spending time with one of my favorite people in the world, my cousin Vladmir Lewis,
go spend time with a baddie.
Go spend time with a bad one that I've blown off a lot of times and probably is like, this is his last chance.
No, man. What if this was your last
And
chance?
now I send the text, "Sorry, I honestly have to work tonight." It's okay. It's okay. Whatever. C'est la vie, as we say en français. Let's get back to sports, though, man. I'm hurting right now. I was gonna go buy. I ain't even gonna lie to you, Vlad. And of course, the guys and ladies over there at Jensen's Liquor Store. Yeah. They love you and I. Love you.
I gotta stop by soon. I'm gonna stop by.
We got a break coming up. With the way things have been going today.
We do have a 90-minute break.
Maybe you and I might make a little run to Jensen's Liquor Store. Every time I walk in there, sports day, it's daytime. What up? And let's say I buy $8.28 worth of beer. I give them $9. They just take that dollar back. No, you don't need change in your pocket. You take those dollar bills. They always show a lot of leftovers, and the prices there are fantastic, by the way. Jensen's Liquor Store right there. Pretty much on 79th and North Miami Avenue, right by the radio station. I'm going to go there later tonight when I get off of work, of course. But nonetheless, where was I going with that? I was just talking about booze randomly.
No, you were talking about
what I was going to do.
Your baddie,
Okay. So I was going to buy like 3 of those little Fireball dollar little shooters, put them in my pants, maybe buy like a big crazy stallion beer or 2, and head her way and be like, hey, I brought you some Fireball. You want to take a shot with me? We take some shots, keep the day going. But that's all gone now.
Oh, for not.
Appreciate that. Text in 305-567-0560. Of course, Sergey always joining us. Sergey is so sweet to us all the time. He says we fixed our stream problems. We appreciate you sticking with us, Sergey. We always appreciate your very positive and loving comments that you put on the Twitch and the YouTube page. Cleve Randomness, he's saying woot woot because we fixed the YouTube page. It is now enabled for adults and not just kids. Because we were real big. Because, I do look like Steve from Blue's Clues. So I'm sure the kids are going wild. We just figured out Blue's Clues. Nonetheless, let's get back to this. So Vlad brought up a good point. Realistically, right now, we're not saying, if the Dolphins get good or if the Hurricanes win the national championship in football. Right now, as we speak, is Miami a football town or a basketball town? Now, I've thought of this, Vlad, as I knock my mic down.
Even your mic thought about it too.
I've had some issues. I'm not gonna lie. And Vlad, you know me. I'm the most laid back, cool dude in the world.
I saw you, man.
If you see me angry and you see me cussing and you see me moving around, rarely do you see that. There's something going on, but there's a lot of things. Nonetheless, let's not worry about that. Let's feel the good vibes. With the Canes men's team winning last night. Very impressive win, by the way. Never doubted them at all. With the women's team winning yesterday, outside of that short stretch where Villanova got back in the game, they were obviously the better team. FAU winning the other night. Some people doubted them. Some people doubted them.
My alumni.
Me.
My alum.
Me. Sorry about that.
You doubted my Owls?
Man, that Tennessee team looked good. I was at W's in Plantation. I saw halftime score. I said, yep. And then I looked up. I was like, not only is FAU winning, they're really putting it on them. Like, they're really outplaying them. Nonetheless, so with all those teams winning, I've thought about this. And there's going to be a little double play on words and everything like that. So listen to what I'm about to say.
Okay.
In this day, at this time, Miami is a basketball town with a football problem. That's a double entendre.
That's good. That's good.
That's a double entendre right there.
That's good.
We are a basketball town. Now, if you've lived here your whole life, you probably haven't seen it. I've lived in a lot of different places. Football is always king. Louisiana, it's Saints, LSU.
Except for maybe 2 places where football is not king.
LA.
No. Indiana and Kentucky.
Okay.
Those states.
Nonetheless, everywhere I've lived.
But everywhere else, football is king.
Football is king. I come to Miami and I was like, wow. I was amazed at how stoked up people got about basketball. And I was like, it's honestly kind of a basketball town. But you think about it now, the Heat, they've been perennial playoff championship level team for a long time. Great organization. Hurricanes, men and women, this year in the Elite Eight.
Back-to-back Elite Eight.
In the Elite Eight. Yeah, back-to-back, by the way. They've got both legendary coaches for the men and women. And the guy over at FAU, he may be there for a little longer. He may not. He can pretty much choose now.
Nah, they're gonna get him. Some big.
His name David May.
Yeah, they're gonna get him. They're gonna grab him.
He can choose where he wants to go now, pretty much. Whether he wants to stay at FAU or he wants to go. Oh yeah, by the way, Nova Southeastern, big ups in 30 minutes, going to be playing for the national championship. They're a perfect 35-0 on the season. The number Dusty May, and they're the number 1 overall seed. So there you go. Yeah, this is a basketball town. People are stoked up about that. And when I say we have a football problem, I mean, we're a football town with a drinking problem or a drinking town with a football problem. We still love our football. And yes, if football starts winning, if the Dolphins start making a run, if the Hurricanes start making a run, we do. But right now we have a problem with those teams. Now, the Dolphins seem to be kind of rectifying it. Hopefully Mario Cristobal and the guys start to rectify it. But right now we have a problem with football because the Dolphins haven't really been that great in a really long time. And the Canes, it feels like they haven't been really good in a really long time. And even when they were good, you always kind of felt like, ugh. So right now, in this day and age, I want to say it, we're a basketball town with a football problem. But Vlad, how do you feel about this?
Oh, you're a
situation?
basketball town.
We're a basketball town.
I mean, I'm talking about Miami.
Where are you?
There's no we in Miami unless I'm talking to somebody Creole or French.
I'm you're talking to me.
Well, yeah, but you're from Louisiana. You're New Orleans.
But I live here. I'm Mr. 305, staying alive.
All right, you're not UD, okay? So first of all, this is a basketball town, okay? And I'll tell you why.
Go ahead.
When's the last time a football team won a championship in either college or professional for the city of Miami? And let me just say South Florida, because we're gonna count Boca. We got to count count West Palm Beach. So we're including Boca. So South Florida is a basketball town. You know why? Because the last professional championships or collegiate championship in the major sports. Now, I don't want nobody to come tell me, oh, the women's tennis team. No disrespect, shout out to them. But I'm talking about the major sports. The last titles have been Miami Heat.
Mm-hmm.
The Miami Heat in 2013, 2012, and 2006. The Marlins was the other last team. That was 2003 when they won the title.
No.
So I'm just saying,
can you count winning the Coastal in the ACC for football?
Did they go to the playoffs?
Yeah, they went to the ACC championship game.
Did they go to the playoffs?
Oh, no.
Okay, no.
Okay.
No, that doesn't count for anything. That doesn't count for anything. Making the wild card doesn't count for anything.
I'm reaching here, man.
I know you're reaching.
I'm doing the best I can.
And the thing about it is, South Florida and the fan base, they love to say that they're a football town. But guess what? Your best team over the last 10 to 15 years have been the Miami Heat. And right now, the men's basketball team, University of Miami's men's basketball team, definitely might be second consistent, or maybe in the third consistent program down here that's been winning and continuously winning and putting up quality product on the court.
Let's be the first to stand up and say all season long, from the very beginning, you and I have said this Miami Hurricanes team's really good.
I said they were going to the Final Four.
Yeah, you're a little more than me.
I even said they're going to win the national title.
You even said, you picked them
and
to win
I still
the
think they're going to win the national
Mark
title.
Hawkman, who works here on 560 WQAM, our dude in afternoons, he picked FAU to win. Now, if FAU does that,
let me tell you this.
I'll kiss his feet.
All right.
But but let's not get off the subject that you and I, from the very beginning, and I mean, I'm going to say the first game, I listened to Danny Rabinowitz actually and Joe Zagacki, and I was like, this is a really good team. We said it, and we stuck by it. And of course, they've given us a lot of reasons to believe in them also.
But it's not like we're just talking hyperbole and we're just saying things because, we work for the station and we're the flagship. No, we're watching it, and
I picked Tennessee to beat FAU.
And here's the thing, guys. Even though you might not notice it, we have like 3 TVs. So therefore, you can put the TVs into the games you want to watch, and you're able to watch the other teams and the other programs and everything. You can compare them. You can compare Miami to well, it's not they're gonna play Texas, but to an Alabama, to Duke, because they played them, to all these big programs. And you're looking at it, you're like, Miami's got exactly everything they need to beat those teams and more. And you're seeing it. Don't listen to these pundits, because look, Jay Billis will tell you what's going on, but you don't have to listen to these other guys who don't know anything. They probably like, research person, tell me, give me some stats about this program, and so I could talk very well about them. They don't know what's going on in the University of Miami. They don't know what Coach L's been doing down here for this long. And then when it happens, when there's upsets, that's when they start talking highly about Miami. And it's like, well, you should have been talking about them for a long time. Charles Barkley doesn't know what the hell's going on in the NCAA tournament. He just they give him like 4 days of prep before the tournament begins, and then he's talking.
I'll let you behind the scenes on what these national guys do. And it's just honest. You can't watch every game. You can't see every game. So what you do is you have interns, or you have somebody that's on the beat of the Heat, and they watch games and they make notes. And then if Charles Barkley before a Hurricanes game wants to, get some stats or some facts, he'll read over the report. Once again, there's a lot of teams out there. So when these pundits, you're like, they don't care about you, they don't know. It's not that they're angry. It's not that they're mad. It's just they don't have time to do all that. So they can look sometimes a little bit like, what are they talking about? They really don't care. They don't know. It's just they're very, very, very busy. But I want to do some headlines real quick. Let's get to it. The Canes men's and women's team advanced to the Elite Eight, as we said yesterday. Jim Larinaga and the guys, they down top-seeded Houston, 89-75, no doubter. While Katie Meyer and the ladies took care of Villanova. And also, by the way, the U women's team is Lil Wayne's favorite team, apparently, too.
So
70-65. Both play tomorrow. The men's face Texas at 5:05 and the ladies at 7. And this is the part of the show where Lynn has texted me, our boss, Lynn. I like to show my cell phone off and the conversations that Lynn and I have. So he wants me to tell you that the Canes tomorrow, 4:30 right here on 560 WQAM with Tip at 5, Danny Rabinowitz, who we just had on, and Joe Zagacki on the call.
So why he wants to tell me that? Tell me that? Why is he telling me that? I'm not working that game. I'm not working that game. I don't know. Why tell me? I know the time of the game. It's 5:05.
I was talking to you listening.
I'm just saying. You said the big man. You said boss. So I'm like, why is he telling you this?
Don't get scared when the boss and your name are in the same sentence.
Because my name.
You should get excited when your name in the when
No,
you're
no,
with
no,
me.
no, Dan.
When you're with me, when you hear your name and the boss's name in the same sentence, you should get excited.
No, because here's what's happening. Just like you got a message while you're doing it, while we were on the air with Hollywood, that you got to work later today. I don't want to get a message saying, "Oh, Vlad, you might need to work tomorrow." No, I got plans. By the way, all you listeners, all you day show listeners, name me the bar that's showing both games. What's the hot spot? What's going to be the Canes bar tomorrow?
That's important.
In South Florida.
That's the stuff
that's
we need
going
to
to
get
show both the women's game and the men's game. I need to know that. I need to know what's the spot.
You're putting the carriage ahead of the horse, though. What's the spot for tonight's men's basketball game? 6 o'clock, FAU, K-State.
I'm not going to Boca, though. I'm not going that far. I mean, I wouldn't be able to anyway because I'm working. But even if I wasn't, that's kind of far.
Then at 8:50, Gonzaga, UConn, they do battle. I'll say this: Gonzaga, UConn, Texas, the U. Those are the 4 teams that are probably favored to win the national championship right now. But they have to each get past each other. But out of those 2 games,
Gonzaga and Texas are probably the favorite right now. And
Texas
UConn.
looks good.
And UConn.
Texas looks good.
A lot of people had UConn winning. I saw a lot of before the tournament started that people when all the 64 teams were announced that they had a lot of people like Connecticut coming out of West region. So I can't knock them, but it's all about the U, baby.
Let me talk to you about this, Vlad. This is the part of the show where I ask you if this gets you stoked up. And for people that don't know what stoked up means, just excited. That's my beach lingo, dude, indie rock type way of doing things. The Dolphins have released their off-season workout dates. Players are back in the building April 17th, while minicamp will be June 6th through 8th. Does that get you stoked up?
No.
How about Miami also re-signed special teamer Justin Bethel? Does that get you stoked up?
No.
Well, what about free agent defensive tackle John Jenkins? He's left the team for the Raiders. Does that get you stoked up?
No.
Okay, I was just wondering. Kyle Lowry's birthday today. You know how old he is?
I know because you said this already, and I already know. But yeah, it might be time for him to,
I was going to ask, does that get you stoked up?
I don't think he can get stoked up at 37.
He's 37. Kyle, play like you're 27 tonight. We need you. They're playing the Nets tonight. Tip is going to be at 8.
Big game.
You can hear it right here on 560 WQAM. Our dude Alejandro Solana going to get you a pregame going at 6:45. Our dude Tommy Tig, who was just here, he is going to get some pregame action for you. Jason Jackson and Amy Audibert going to be on the call. Jason, we know you're listening right now. We appreciate that. Amy, maybe. I hope so. And then Tommy Tig and Alejandro Solana will get you the post-game coverage. Tonight, the winner has sole possession of sixth place in the East. So we're like a half a game ahead. You can do the math.
Yeah.
If there's a half there, then whoever wins is going to be in sole possession. So much love. We had our dude Joe Malfa on earlier today. I'll be helping out with the broadcast, apparently, instead of going chasing around a bad one. Nonetheless, the Herons, they host Chicago FC. If you don't know who the Herons are, that's Inter Miami. That is Dry Pink Stadium. Kickoff 7:30. Got invited, Vlad. We got to invite. Our supporters group, Vice City 1896, said, come on out to the tailgate. Food, drinks, and fun.
For tonight?
Yep.
And unfortunately, we can't.
We will not be there. The Panthers look to bolster their playoff hopes when they host the Rangers today at 5. By the way, we got invited, Vlad. We got invited, Vlad, to go to the suite and watch the game tonight.
You see, the boss man, all right, let me tell you. Let's,
why can't we go into these places?
No, how you going to invite us when you put the schedule for us to work then? That makes no sense.
Sergey did point this out. The Canes baseball team, they were shut out for the first time of the season as they lost to Wake Forest 11-0 last night. But they play again today at 4, a couple of minutes. Nova Southeastern, 35-0, number 1 overall seed in Division II. They're playing for that national championship. And I know you were listening, so I'm not going to ask where West Liberty University is located. You don't know? How do you not know where West Liberty University is located? Take a
Right.
wild guess. You got a 1 in 50. Well, you really got a 1 in 49 shot because you know they're not in Florida. Go ahead.
I mean, I know they're not. I got a 1 in 49 shot.
And they're not in Puerto Rico. I'm not counting Puerto Rico as a state. Love you,
And
Puerto
Alaska. We're not counting Alaska either.
Rico. That's not out of the realm of possibilities.
And nobody's no.
Okay.
No,
So
Jimmy
you're whittling it down.
I'm whittling it down.
Where do you think?
West Liberty?
West Liberty University
Is
located.
it Mississippi?
Oh, that's the armpit of the South. They're located in the armpit of the East.
What's the armpit of the East?
You don't know where the armpit of the East is?
No.
Armpit of the South is Mississippi.
Okay.
Armpit of the East is West Virginia.
Oh, okay. I just kind of looked at them to say.
Never been to West Virginia. I've been to Mississippi.
I've been to
though.
West Virginia.
Woo!
Dude, scary town.
Woo!
Let me tell you how scary West Virginia was. Morgantown is so nasty that they had to put us in Pittsburgh. We couldn't even stay in Morgantown for when the Canes used to play West Virginia back in the Big East days. So we had to spend our time in Pittsburgh in order to have some type of city life.
It's just
nah,
that's too much.
Morgantown, West Virginia, nah.
Let's get to more pleasant thoughts. Let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. Yes, indeed. Taking a step into the day spa. Bill Gates, you know who he is. He recently, during an interview, said that one day artificial intelligence could find humans a threat and eliminate us all.
Duh, that's happening now.
Oh, of course. That's after we figure out how to make them our love-making machines.
Nah, I don't want that.
It's so creepy when people talk about that, isn't it?
What was that movie that Pacino was in? That he created the ultimate female.
Oh, the movie I was thinking about was with Joaquin Phoenix. Her. That movie flipped me out.
I saw that too.
Great movie, but it flipped me out, man.
Nah, the one with Pacino was crazy. I was like, oh, come on, Al. Really? They making God.
If you ever have the time to sit with me at a
got
dive
Mikey?
bar, you'll want to hear the story of how the movie Her ruined my love life forever. Like it really messed me up. I'd like to explain it one day, but not here nor there.
Why are you gonna do that?
Once again, at dive bars, we'll get into it. Anybody can come up, just say, Dan Day, tell me about Her. And I'm going to be like, which one? And they'll be like, no, the movie Her. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. All right, Keeping It a Buck is next. You know what Keeping It a Buck is. We keep it real for you. Thank you for joining us, not just on the YouTube live page, 560 WQAM, the Twitch page, but right here on 560 WQAM. 560 WQAM. This is Sports Day. Vladmir, give them real quick your Twitter handle.
Vlad2078.
And of course, I am at Dan Day Radio. Of course, if you're joining us on the radio, hopefully you're having a great Saturday. Hopefully it gets better with that FAU win. It's been a good weekend so far because all we do is win no matter what. Throw our hands up like the U, and they stay there. And they stay there. Also, you can join us on our Twitch page and YouTube Live. That is 560 WQAM. Sergey jumping in. Don't dance today. You're a really bad dancer. Thank you. That's what ladies tell me all the time. We've got a lot of people also twitching and twitting in. We appreciate that. YouTubing in. Swag says, I am hot. Thank you. Ladies also say that every once in a while, too. I have been working out a lot, actually, but let's keep it a buck right now. This is what we do. Keep it a buck. Where Vlad and I go around and we tell you something that we just believe is true. Keeping it a buck. Keeping it a buck. A lot of people hating on the U. A lot of people hating on South Florida, saying we buy wins, NIL deals, the Cavender twins. But I'm keeping it a buck. I think after those wins yesterday, the narrative's kind of changed. I think a lot of people are now saying, wow, they're actually really good. And maybe we kind of got a little carried away with the whole NIL deal because everybody else has that too, by the way.
And so what?
I'm saying, I think people, especially the way the men's team played yesterday, I think they earned a lot of respect from people that previously probably didn't respect.
They didn't want to. Here's the thing: they didn't. College basketball is in a weird state right now, where you don't have these superstar young recruits coming in anymore because they either stay for a season or and then bounce to the NBA. What's winning tournaments now? What's winning the national title? Are veteran teams that have been together 3 or 4 years. They may have a transfer who's in his 5th year, maybe a grad student, whatever, but teams with experience, like Hollywood was saying earlier when we talked to him, teams with experience are going to go farther in the tournament than the talent because they have the experience. They know they have the wherewithal to handle the pressure, to handle the up and downs. So if a team like Miami are getting great players, and obviously they got great coaches, why don't we give them credit? Let's give the coaching staff of both the men and women's team credit for the job of progressing these players and getting them to play together. Miami's one of the men's basketball team is one of the most fun teams to watch. They shoot, they score, they play defense, they're running up and down, they're dunking on your ass. That's a fun team to watch. I just don't want to see Coach L dance, though. That's the one thing I don't want to see. I don't like that.
As long as you're dancing, having a good time.
I'm sorry. I don't want to see old men dance. I don't want to see old men dance.
You know what? As long as you're happy and you're dancing, you're.
I don't want to see it.
I've said this before. It's kind of got me in trouble. Once again, never take my relationship advice ever.
Never.
I tell beautiful women all the time, the world's a better place when beautiful women dance. Everybody's happy. They're happy. People around them are happy. I'm happy. So I tell them, like, you're beautiful. When you're dancing, you make the world happy. They do not take that very well.
You know
I don't know why. I think it's sincere and nice.
Just tell them, you're beautiful women. You know, make the world happy if you smile. Smile.
Oh, no. Smiling women. Oh, there's nothing. I mean, a smiling woman dancing is unbelievable. And by the way, I want to say big shout out to Seth and Bob. They're up in Broward County. They said they're getting ready for the FAU game. They just text me. So Seth and Bob, much appreciated right there. But yeah, if you think you're hot, or if you are hot, smile more.
Smile. Woman.
You have a beautiful gift that could be even more beautiful. Keep it a buck, though, Vlad. You got something for me? I mean, I got to get in the effort to kind of move things along.
Let's keep it a buck, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love this Devin Booker and
Bad
Bunny beef.
You know, I got to take my man, Bad Bunny. That's my dude right there.
We talked about it.
I don't like Devin.
We talked about it last week, but this week, Devin Booker responded. He's like, oh, really? Oh, it's kind of weird to be thinking about a man like that. That was his response to.
Not a bad response.
That was weak sauce. That was weak sauce.
Who are you again? What's your name? What do you do?
Like,
oh, I'm busy.
I mean, that's weak sauce.
Okay. I didn't think
Think about it. Think about it.
I don't think it's terrible. What was he going to come back with a battle rap? Like, he's not going to come back with a slapback?
Listen, you can't go against
Clapback?
You can't go against Bad Bunny. You're not going to win. He's internationally renowned, all right?
Right, and you'd also have to learn Spanish to get back at. I mean, not that Bad Bunny doesn't speak and understand English, but like, you got to clap back the right way. So you have to come out with a Spanish.
Wait a minute. He's not a rapper, so you can't do that. But just got to. You know how we do it, Dan.
I want this
Dan,
rap
beef.
You
know what you do, Dan?
I know what I do, but go
Get
ahead.
another baddie, a better baddie.
That's what I said.
Exactly. That's all you do. That's the only way you can respond to that. You're not gonna beat him. The man's an artist. He's a music artist. So, and he's one of the.
He is.
He is the biggest artist in the
He
world.
had the
right
biggest tour in the world last year.
Biggest artist in the world.
Money wise.
He's the biggest artist in the world right now. Sorry, Drake, but he is. Like Bad Bunny's that guy right now, right? So, he's with Jenner. He's with was it Kylie or Kendall? One of the two. It's one of
Kendall.
the two. Kendall, right?
Yeah, Kendall.
Now here's the thing. I was trying to explain to people.
She's gonna ruin that man's life.
Kendall's already a Billy, or close to a Billy.
Kendall actually is one of them that seems to have it more together than the others.
So what's funny to me is that these two men who of riches, they have riches, they have they're fighting over a girl who makes more money than them. She don't really need them. Like she could tell, Bad Bunny, I'll go get an elephant. I'll go get a good elephant. You know what I mean? Like she could do that. She both put their both earnings combined, and he doesn't even touch her. Nowhere near. And they're fighting over that. That means there is something about Kris Jenner DNA. She makes women, she makes daughters who suck the soul out of men. Literally and figuratively speaking.
I would love to have my soul sucked out by any of the Jenner / Kardashians. Except for Kris, maybe. I don't need that.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
Keep it a buck, Vlad.
Hey, man.
Keep it a buck.
Hey, man.
You would.
Hey, man.
All right. One more thing for Keep It a Buck. I wanted to do this because I think it's very important, and I hope you agree. I want to do something right now called roll call, where I call out, so much has been made of they're buying teams, the Cavender twins. I want to talk about the whole team. I want to call out every single player on both of the teams because these teams deserve recognition.
You got their names?
I've got them right here. Isaiah Wong, you've heard of him, of course.
ACC
Player of the Year. What about Norchad Omir? Probably
Big
our favorite
man.
guy. Favorite
Big
guy
man.
on the team.
Big man.
Nigel Pack. That guy was hotter than a $2 pistol last night. Jordan Miller, baller. Wooga
Athletic.
Poplar. I mean,
Everything.
Who doesn't have a better name than Wooga Popular? Bensley Joseph. Sounds like he's a butler, but he can play.
Benz.
Harlan Beverly.
I like a guy named Harlan.
Don't forget about Anthony Walker. He was balling last night. Philippos Kirkakos.
Okay.
Shakai Robinson. AJ Casey. Thomas Oosterbrook. Favor Air. Christian Watson. And Danilo Jovanovic. That's the men's team right there. But the women's team, so good. I'm going to get the Cavender twins out the way right away.
No,
Haley-
don't get them out the way immediately.
I mean, they have pictures. The picture's distracting me. Just bear with me. You've got Haley Cavender. She's the one that starts and plays the majority of the minutes of the twins. You got Hannah Cavender.
Lollipop.
Now, Destiny Harden had maybe the game of her life yesterday. 26 points and big buckets yesterday. Lola Pendandi. Carla Urjavich.
Mrs. Officer.
Kinza Salgaze. Mulana Johnson. Oop, I got to get Sidi Baba.
Firewoman.
Love her.
By the way, I hope
Jasmine Roberts.
I hope everybody's getting the Little Wayne references that I'm
Lachey Dwyer. Chiso Okafor. Jalea Williams.
Millie.
Latasha Lattimore. Laziria Spearman. And Kayla Oldacre. So I love them all. But I felt that was important because sometimes we get lost up in, the big names or the guy or girl that makes the big shot. There's a lot of love out there. So I wanted to kind of share that. Keep it a buck and tell from the beginning to the end, from the front to the back, got love for
Side to
all the
side.
players making this great Elite 8 run for the U.
And it's going to continue.
Uh-oh.
Keeping it a buck. UM women and UM men both advance to the Final Four tomorrow. How about that?
Keeping it a buck. I am not happy that we're losing an hour of the show this week, but we're going to make the most of the next hour here on Sports Day, 560 WQAM.
Breaking news from AM 560 Sports WQAM.
560 WQAM. This is Sports Day along with my cousin, Vladmir Louison. I am Dan. Dave, Vlad, real quick, give us your Twitter handle in case they're not watching on the Twitch or YouTube page.
Vlad, VLAD 2078.
And I am at Dan Day Radio. One less hour this week. We're going to be on just for the next hour, but we're going to make the most of it. What we're going to do is we're going to get you some headlines, but I really do want to talk about this. I thought about this on the way in, and I thought maybe it was kind of cute and creative. And the more and more I started thinking about things, I started more and more buying into this belief that I like John Ruiz. I like John Ruiz a lot. So much so, I might consider doing a big favor to John Ruiz. He's done a lot for the University of Miami, especially the athletic program. And who's to say what a man should or shouldn't do with his money? John Ruiz. I got some big things in store for him. If John Ruiz is listening, we'd love to have you on the show. You're more than welcome to come on, talk about your product, talk about your life, talk about NIL deals if you can. I don't know if you can legally with the NCAA or not, but some people think he's a villain, but I'm starting to think he's more of a saint. We're going to talk about that in the next segment, though, because we got to get to these headlines. We got to get everything updated. And we're going to give you some something or nothing, Vlad and I. We're going to go through some of the headlines, and Vlad is going to be the decider whether it is something or nothing. I've actually been keeping something or nothing notes for 3 days, and we haven't had the time. And as I ramble on, I realize we probably won't have a lot of time to do it either. But we're going to have Hurricanes Rewind coming up at 4 o'clock. And then are you going to be on the Panthers game, WQAM?
No, POWH.
Okay, so we're going to have the Heat game on for you later on tonight, 6:45. Alejandro Solano with preheat, Tommy Tighe pregame, Jason Jackson and Amy Audibert. They are going to be on the call. Then you get the postgame with Alejandro Solana and Tommy Tighe. Right now, how about we do this? It was a pretty good week in sports for South Florida. Let's relive it. I'm going insane in the membrane.
Were you trying to get crazy with this, eh? Don't you know I'm loco?
Miami and the Houston Cougars from Kansas City for the Elite Eight. And away we go.
Panthers in white left to right, Detroit in red right to left. Off and running to start this one.
The Heat is on the radio from Detroit. And let's go.
Welcome inside Wells Fargo Center here in Philadelphia for tonight's matchup, the Florida Panthers and the Philadelphia Flyers.
We've got out of Bio and Robinson toe-to-toe. Heat moving from left to right to start this contest.
Panthers in red, white to left. The Leafs in white, left to right. And we are just about ready to get underway.
General Electric and the lights are blinking. I'm thinking it's all over when I go out drinking. Oh, making my mind slow.
Here's Forrest veering right. Out front to Boyd. Gives it back to Forrest. He'll try another three. Good! Michael Forrest back-to-back threes, and Florida Atlantic takes the lead.
Miller up for three. Yes! Jordan Miller a three from the left corner.
And Villanova running out of time. History continues for the Hurricanes. Their first Elite Eight in program history.
And the Panthers start the road trip with a victory here tonight, 5-2. The Panthers knock off the Detroit Red Wings.
112, 100. And this one belongs to the Heat.
That mainframe, I'll explain. Like me is going insane.
Fans to their feet here in Philadelphia. The Panthers' 6-game point streak comes to an end here tonight at Wells Fargo Center. 6-3, the Flyers take it tonight over the Panthers.
Final whistle blows. Toronto FC 2, Inter Miami nothing. Second loss of the season for Inter Miami.
Panthers fall tonight on home ice. 6-2, the final score. The Toronto Maple Leafs take this one.
This one belongs to the Heat. They win 127-120, led by the 35 points of Jimmy Butler, who also had 4 rebounds, 9 assists, 4 steals.
Cops come and try to snatch my crops. These pigs want to blow my house down.
The Florida Atlantic Owls, who had never won an NCAA tournament game before this season, have won 3 in the tournament now. They are heading to the Elite Eight for a date with Kansas State on Saturday.
It's all over in Kansas City. All over in Kansas City. Unbridled joy for Miami. Houston heartbreak for the Cougars. The dream continues to burn brightly. Miami to the Elite Eight. Miami 89, Houston 75, and that's your final score.
Don't you know I'm local? You're Joe Zagacki on the call right there of the game. Earlier in the show, Danny Rabinowitz, who's our broadcast partner for the Hurricanes basketball games, he joined us. If you missed it, no worries. Just go to our YouTube page. We've got a YouTube up right now. It is live, but when we finish, you can go watch it at your leisure. So check it out, 560 WQAM on YouTube. Of course, we're also on Twitch, 560 WQAM, and the Odyssey app. I want to remind you tomorrow, beginning at 4:30, it's pregame for Hurricanes Longhorns to go to the Final Four. Tip-off is going to be at 5:05. Set your clocks. Canes men's and women's team advanced to the Elite Eight yesterday. Jim Larinaga and the guys down top-seeded Houston 89-75, while Katie Meyer and the ladies took care of Villanova 70-65. Both play tomorrow. The men's team going to be facing Texas at 5:05. The ladies take on my alma mater, LSU, at 7. You already know who I'm cheering for. I'm cheering for a good game. But
you can't lose either way.
I know I really can't. Like I said, my alma mater, but also at the same time, my hometown team. I did get a lot of calls from people in Louisiana yesterday. We were like, we know who you're going for, right? I was like, I just want to see a good game. Just leave it at that. Tonight in men's basketball action, 6 o'clock, FAU. Whoo, whoo. Give me the owl hoot right there. They face Kansas State. Then at 8:50, it is Gonzaga and UConn doing battle. The Dolphins, they got their off-season workout scheduled. Players are back in the building April 17th, minicamp June 6th through 8th. Kyle Lowry turned the clock back. He's going to play like he's 27 instead of 37. He had his birthday today at 37. They hope to defeat the Nets. Tip is at 8. Like I said, the pregame and the game and the postgame going to be right here on 560 WQAM. Winner of tonight's game holds sole possession of 6th place in the East. Did you hear about this, Vlad? Owner David Beckham is believed to have spent $60 million of his own money to improve Inter Miami's practice facilities, and it now includes a state-of-the-art gym, pools, hot tubs, along with fully staffed kitchen.
Well, good for them.
That's quite an investment right there. And what surprises me is not that, David Beckham spending all that money to give them top-notch facilities, but it's Dry Pink Stadium is kind of a temporary home for Inter Miami. They're eventually going to be moving out towards the airport in Miami at that new $1 billion facility that's supposedly not going to be funded by any tax dollars. For right now, that's what they say. Nonetheless, you get to hear Inter Miami on our it's 104.3 HD2. You can also go to the Odyssey app and type in Inter Miami, and it should pop up for you. They're going to be kicking off at 7:30 against Chicago FC. We had Joe Malfa on earlier, and Joe Malfa, even though we had a lot of technical issues and a lot of stuff to him, he said he had a great time, and he says he can't wait to come back. And I said, we're going to have Joe Mack on a lot. So we're going to check in a lot of game days. Joe Malfa, one of the voices of Inter Miami. We're going to have him jump on, answer some questions, talk about the Northeast, because, I was a little hard on the New Yorkers earlier today. I was kind of fired up about some things, and I think they kind of got in my crosshairs, and I started going off on not all New Yorkers.
I appreciate that, bro.
Not all New Yorkers, some New Yorkers.
I appreciate that.
Well, you're not one of them. You don't come here and complain about everything.
New Yorkers don't complain.
The Marlins are back to their...
We tell it like it is.
The Marlins are bringing back their inaugural season teal uniform for Friday's home games this coming season. Opening day, of course, is Thursday, Lone Depot Park against the Mets. And I've heard one, Vladmir Luisson, will be there.
I will be there Thursday.
I'll
be there Thursday, the season opener.
That's
and then Friday, there'll be nobody there.
I think the first weekend, there'll be a good crowd.
There'll be a lot of Met fans.
Yeah, well.
Which proves again why, isn't that funny? For the Marlins to sell out and have a good weekend, they need a New York team to come into town.
Panthers, speaking of New York teams, the Panthers look to bolster their playoff hopes when they host the Rangers today at 5 o'clock.
Y'all need us. There's going to be so many Rangers fans out there. It's gonna
I
be
was asking Biff earlier in the show,
know.
what do you think the crowd breakdown is going to be?
75% Rangers fans,
Wow,
25% Panther fans.
I was thinking 60 Panthers, 40% Rangers fans.
No.
I obviously don't know what I'm talking
No,
about.
this is MSG South.
The Canes baseball team was shut out for the first time this season as they lost to Wake Forest 11-0 last night. The two play again today at 4. World's number 1, Carlos Alcaraz. You saw him rubbing elbows with Jimmy Butler the other day. Not only was he at the Knicks game Wednesday, you were in the house, maybe you saw Carlos Alcaraz, but Jimmy Butler went to his match on Thursday.
Okay.
At the Miami Open. And we talked to Danny Rabinowitz. He was out there at the Miami Open. He said it was extremely hot, but extremely fun.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind going down to watch some tennis action.
We got to do that.
The 35-0 Nova Southeastern Sharks, they are in to the Division II National Championship that just got underway. They're playing West Liberty University, and I'm so proud. The U.S. men's national team, they defeated Granada 7-1. Christian Pulisic, he had a hat trick of assists. He scored a goal. Ricardo Pepe and Weston McKinney both had 2 goals. Anytime Team USA or U.S. men's national team is playing, I am 100% down. One of my all-time favorite things right there. Another one of my all-time favorite things, you should know by now, is to take a step into the day spa. A Pennsylvania teen pranked his parents by covering their entire kitchen in 28 pounds of peanut butter. Now, Vlad, you know the saying, I brought you into this world, I can take you out. I think that needs to be invoked
I'm
right here.
smacking the living crap out of those kids.
I might do worse.
Nah, I'm just smacking. No. You know what? I'm going to make them eat it.
You know how much damage you do?
You're going to eat.
You eat 28 pounds of peanut butter?
Yeah, you're going to eat it.
It's going in one way or another.
Yes.
And if you can't put it down your mouth, it's going in somewhere else.
You put it on there, you taking it out, and you taking it out the way I'm telling you to take it out. And you're going to take it out with your stomach, with your appetite. You're going to eat. You better go stack up on some Hostess bread. You better go get that Nature Zone. You better get all of that. You better get a toaster and the whole nine. You eat
a lot of jelly and honey.
You eating.
I'm serious. Like that kid, I don't ever want to meet him in real life because he's obviously got he's just an idiot. Like pranks or whatever. I'm not a big prankster, but I can understand. I can value a good prank. That's stupid, man. That's just moronic. That's it. He's a moron. He's a stupid moron. We'll leave it at that. That's not even a prank.
That kid needs a spanking or talking. Yeah, listen. Haitians, if this would happen here, they would have sent him back to Haiti.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately.
Hopefully.
Immediately.
I respect that.
If he was a West Indian kid, that West Indian kid is being sent back to the island.
I respect that. In fact, if you don't do it, I would be angry at you.
You're being sent to the island, and then you're going to and wonder why you're missing out all the great stuff that's happening here. You got to go back to the strict rules of the islands. Yeah. Man.
Back to Haiti.
Back to Haiti, back to Jamaica, back to all of them. All the islands.
Up next, I don't want to get rid of John Ruiz. I want to sanctify him. We're going to talk about that here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
Listening to WQAM for Cat Talk.
Nothing ever changes.
This is Sports Day on 560 WQAM. Basketball rules here in South Florida, but it doesn't just rule here in South Florida. We seem to be ruling the world when it comes to basketball. The U, men's Elite Eight. The U, women's Elite Eight. Not to mention Florida Atlantic. They're playing today to go to the Final Four against Kansas State. That's coming up at 6 o'clock. Nova Southeastern is actually playing in the Division II National Championship. But a lot of people have been throwing some hate, especially at the U, because they're saying that buying John Ruiz, Life Wallet, billionaire John Ruiz, has implemented a program where he just pays for players. No other school wants to pay for players. We're the only school. Miami, John Ruiz, ruining college athletics because he's buying wins. See what all those millions of dollars has done? They've gotten the U all the way to the Elite Eight in men's and women's. And I was thinking about it on the way. I said, you know what? If he is so successful as everybody says he is, they should name a stadium after him. Think about it.
I see where you're going here.
I'm telling you.
I see where you're going here.
Let's break this down. First of all, every school, everywhere. And you know what? I'll ask you this. You're an FAU alum. I'm an LSU alum. Well, how would I feel if one billionaire LSU alumnus, not me, by the way, billionaire LSU alumnus came in like John Ruiz and said, I want to spend my own money. I have the right to spend my money how I want to spend my money, right? In this country, we have that right. I want my programs to be good. I want my alma mater to succeed. I want my alma mater sports teams to be good. Oh, and by the way, I can also kind of promote my brand, Life Wallet. So instead of me just blindly donating to the university, maybe I can have my money a little more focused in the athletic program and can promote myself. It's a win-win, right? And if a billionaire LSU alumnus or alumni came in and said, I want to do this, make all the athletic programs great with my own money and fund it, I'd say, hell yeah. I don't know why you would say no. Can you think of a case, Vladmir, where you would be upset of an individually wealthy person spending the money they want to spend it, decided to help your university, FAU, or a university help their athletic program?
I have no problems with that.
But apparently people do.
Because they don't want.
Well, $800,000. Ohio's basketball coach, $800,000 buys you a first-round win. Shut up. Look, all the money John Ruiz has spent, that's the reason why we're in the Elite Eight. Because we went out and we got Norchad O'Meara.
So you're talking about Houston.
And Nigel Pack.
So Houston,
yeah,
a program that used to get a lot of great players. Let's not forget Phi Slammer Jam, and I wonder how they were getting those type of players.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Right. So they're complaining because the University of Miami has taken advantage of the rules that everybody's able to play with.
Yeah, but it's leveled the playing field. That's what I said. You're going to see the University of, first of all, Alabama's been doing it forever, illegally. And now that everyone can do it legally, Alabama's got a problem with it because they've lost that advantage. And I've talked about this a billion times. And I don't want to get off of John Ruiz too much. Talked about this a billion times. You're the best football player in the world. Every school wants you. Every school basically offers you the same deal. $6 million in NIL, free education, room and board. Where are you going to go? UCLA, Miami, or Tuscaloosa, Alabama? It's not hard to figure that one out right there.
Well, you could tell somebody's an LSU fan.
It doesn't matter.
Tuscaloosa.
Ames, Iowa. Ames, Iowa. You want to go to Ames?
I've been to Iowa recently.
I've been. Beautiful people. 18-year-old kid.
There's at least one black person for every 40 white person.
I know. But you choose Ames. Now, John Ruiz. Okay, what John Ruiz has done, he's implemented a plan. And first, is it working? They weren't saying all this when the football team was losing, by the way. Nonetheless, if it does, if he is the first person to be innovative enough to come up with this plan to help his alma mater and do all this, I don't see what's so negative about it. He should be sanctified. You should say, hey, we're on the forefront because you know everybody else is doing it and everybody else wants to do it at the level that Miami's doing it. You don't think LSU wants to do exactly what Miami's doing? You don't think Alabama wants to do? You don't think all these other schools, these big athletic programs, don't want to do that? Don't want to give huge NIL to the University of Florida? Look at Jaden Rashada. We said 7 million. They countered with 8 million. Of course, that fell through. Nonetheless, what John Ruiz is doing is not wrong. And if it is quote unquote working, and we're going to get into whether it's working or not, he's an innovator. He should be celebrated and should not be vilified like some people in the media have vilified him, because he's doing what everybody else wants to do. He's just doing it better. Can't be mad about that. You can't be mad about someone doing something that you do better.
That's the thing. You could tell there's one university they don't like when they're doing better. It's the University of Miami. When they start doing well and they're playing by the rules that everybody else, they always want to say that they're not playing by the same rules.
Right.
No, you just lost. You stink. You're just not as good.
Another thing is these people saying, oh, it's all because of these NIL deals and these high-profile players coming in and John Ruiz's money. That's also a slap in the face to coaches like Coach Larinaga and Katie Meyer, who have worked their whole lives to become some of the best coaches in all of their sport, to say that had really nothing to do with it. No, it's because the women's team brought in 2 IG models from Fresno State, mind you. It's not like we're going and pillaging Duke and Kentucky and Texas. We're not pillaging these star players from other teams. Norchad O'Meara comes in from Arkansas State. Nigel Pack, Kansas State. Like we went out and getting Zion Williamson from Duke and saying, oh, he's not with Duke anymore. He's coming over here because we're going to pay him $1 billion. No. Still have to put it on the field and make it happen. If John Ruiz is that innovative and he is that successful and he can just keep spending money until we make Elite Eights and football national championships and baseball national championships, you don't think everyone else in the country that wants their programs to be that good isn't going to try to replicate that? You think other schools are going to be higher and mightier? I can tell you LSU won't, but other teams, Ohio State's going to go, you know what? No. We had a great football team, but if it means that we have to do NIL deals for great players and get some good transfers, we're not willing to stoop that low. You think Ohio State's willing to say that? Honestly, Vlad.
No.
Ohio State's probably looking at what's happening right now and saying, how can we do it better? Not even saying, how can we do it better?
How are we going to do it better?
Let's make this better. The AD and all the brass are in there saying, let's do better. Not how, make it happen. But John Ruiz is the bad guy in all this. Why? Because he did it better than people. That's why Hard Rock Stadium, no, I'm joking. You can't have Hard Rock Stadium because it's owned by the city. But that's why the Watsco Center should be renamed John Ruiz Center.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he should build his own stadium.
He's thinking about that too now. Look, I don't understand why people get bent out of shape. It's his money. Do you like people telling you what to do with your money?
I don't like anybody telling me to do anything, period.
There you go.
So you can't telling me to do what I... Listen, this ain't, you didn't make the money. You're right. Nobody can tell you. There's a lot of things people shouldn't tell you about. Don't tell me how to parent.
Don't tell me.
And don't tell me what to do with my money. Don't tell me who to love. Don't just tell me to do. I'm an adult.
And it got me mad earlier this week. I can't remember who made the statement saying, it was Tom Izzo, actually, Michigan State's coach. Right. I really worry about these guys that don't make it to the pros, that get these NIL deals in college, because when they don't make it to the pros, they won't have anything to fall back on. I said, what?
How do you figure that?
Wait. I'll equate it to this. An NIL deal for a college athlete is like a student at the university having a job. It's a student job. Another thing, let's say a guy or girl makes, over the span of 4 years, $3 million. They graduate with a degree and $3 million in their pocket. I wish when I graduated, I had $3 million and no job. Because guess what? I graduated with a degree, no job, and no money. And he's sitting there, I'm scared that it's going to hurt their future. Last I checked, having $3 million or $1 million or any extra money in your bank account is not a bad thing. He acts like, oh, they're just going to live their whole life hoping for more NIL. No, it's their job. It's part of their job. Being a student, going to school, NIL deal, playing football, basketball, baseball, track, diving, whatever you want to do. I just don't get, but what if they don't make the pros? Most people don't. But guess what? They made money while they're in college, and now they're going to go on, and life evolves. You get a job, you do some other things. So I really, and I mean, some people are going to say, I'm sure there's other things about John Ruiz. People are going to be like, oh, you don't understand. No. But just in essence, what he is doing to me, not bad. Not bad at all. In fact, he should be celebrated. In fact, we should name it the John Ruiz Center. Or if he wants to build his own stadium, you know what? Name it after yourself. And you know what? If it leads to Miami being the most dominant sports school in the country, even more so. And you are extremely naive if you think that other sports schools don't see what's happening here and aren't trying to be better than you. It's a competition. Well, but it's Ohio State that did it though. They're different. They're in the Big Ten. Huh? Huh? No. All they're trying to do is outthink each other. John Ruiz was just quicker to the punch. And for that, he should be celebrated. I really do think that. Maybe not. And like I said, he's spending his own hard-earned money. And this is the other thing. Oh yeah, by the way, he also donates to the university too. Some people say, well, then that's hurting the university because he doesn't donate. No, he does donate to the university too, but he's diversifying his portfolio. Some of it, education, some of it to the school, some of it in these NIL deals, helping my business, being a smart businessman. Doesn't hurt if you make a deal with the Cavender twins and they promote Life Wallet. That's a business decision too.
Right. You're right.
If you ask me, can I help my alma mater and at the same time help myself all in one fair swoop? Doesn't that sound logical? Does that sound illogical?
Sounds smart to me.
Does it sound unethical?
No.
No rules have been broken here. Okay, one rule got broken here, apparently. Katie Meyer facilitated John Ruiz meeting the Cavender twins. Apparently, that was a breaking of the rule. Wow, I'm sure no other coach in the whole country has tried to get a star athlete to transfer to their school and put him in front of a rich booster.
Since the beginning of recruiting. This is the first time it's ever happened.
Katie Meyer's the only one that's ever done that. No coach
Stoner.
in all the NCAA has ever tried to get a recruit or a prep star in front of a rich booster.
Cast the first stone, man. They cast the first
so
stone.
now the women's team's got to be suspended for a year. So when they win that national championship, they'll be like, that's cute because you can have it next year, but we'll be back. So John Ruiz.
You know what? Now more after you said that, I really need them to win the title this year.
Yeah, that'll be so sweet. The world would hate us so much.
If you win the title and then you suspend them, like on some BS.
Yep. I'll tell you this, John Ruiz, I don't know you. I can't call you my dude. That would not be the right correct use of that term. But my man, I see you. My man. No, you're not my man, Vlad. You're my cousin.
Your family, fam.
Fam. You're going to decide next whether it's something or nothing. And then we got to go. But don't worry. Vlad and I don't leave this building.
On Saturdays, please.
Bad ones, just know.
I'm starting to bring bad ones in here now. That's it.
I'm about to start bringing. Who on Twitch and YouTube wouldn't want to see some bad ones
If
just
I'm
running
gonna
around
be here
here?
for 12 hours and and then there's a big gap. Nah, I'm bringing baddies with me.
Okay, it's official. We're bringing bad ones in next week. So you definitely want to watch Sports Day, but you definitely want to stick around because next it's something or nothing, 560 WQAM.
Text WQAM on the Kendall Toyota text.
Girl meets boy on Thursday night. Boy was hot, girl fly like
560 WQAM. This is Sports Day. I am Dan Day with my cousin Vladmir Louison. You can hear us on 560 WQAM, the Odyssey app. And if you want to watch our lovely faces and me dancing like a madman and Vlad getting down to some Johnny Pacheco, you can always do that on the YouTube Live. You can do it on the Twitch page. And you just go to YouTube if you miss anything and watch back everything that happened here on Sports Day. Right now, though, I've been wanting to get to this. Sports Day needs to do something or nothing. I'm going to ask Vlad whether it's something or whether it's nothing, as you can see if you're watching. And Vlad's going to be the deciding factor on whether something is something or nothing.
Love being the deciding factor.
Yeah, because I can't do that stuff, man. I got enough going on in my life. I don't need to get any more trouble than I'm already in. So
my word is final.
You have the final word. I can't lie about that. So what I'm going to do is right now I'm going to ask you if it's something or nothing. And we're going to start with the LA Lakers. Everyone, that's one thing about the Lakers. No one's lukewarm on the Lakers. Always got an opinion, but they finally got to 500 on the season, and they said, we're still not finished. Is that something or nothing?
Oh, that's something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, if I'm the other teams in the playoffs playing, I'm worried. I don't want that team being good. They got that old man who's the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. And they got Anthony Davis, who's not wearing, he's not wearing regular clothes. He's actually wearing a basketball uniform, and he's being productive. Apparel. Yeah, he's not wearing other apparel. He's actually wearing, team uniform,
officially licensed
team
NBA.
licensed uniform, team licensed jumpsuits and everything. No, the Lakers got their problem. They got they have a nice little mix there of vets and young guys. So I would say it's something.
Very close game going on in the women's NCAA tournament. South Carolina and UCLA. It's 14-8. Is that something or nothing?
It's nothing. It's the first quarter.
It's also South Carolina.
It's the first quarter.
South Carolina.
I know and they're up by 6, so they can win.
South Carolina's 34-0 and spanked everybody.
Oh yeah, they're the new powerhouse. They're the new powerhouse of college.
Dawn Staley got it going on over there, man. Dawn Staley.
I love Dawn.
Oh, who doesn't? I think everybody should love Dawn Staley.
No, I mean, I loved her when she was a point guard at Virginia.
She got all the way to the national championship game and lost. Still got named MOP.
She was the best player in that tournament.
She's great. Now she's the best coach in the world.
She's the best coach in the world.
At least when it comes to women's basketball.
Yeah, she's up.
I don't know, though.
Gino. She surpassed Gino. But I love me some Kim.
Kim? Oh, Kim Mulkey.
I love Kim.
If she shows up and just body paint tomorrow, that takes the cake.
Yo, you know what Kim reminds
Google it if you haven't Googled it.
I look at it. I'm looking
you probably
at
don't even have to Google like crazy out because she wears a lot of crazy stuff
all the time.
But it's probably trending everywhere.
But you know what I love
that
about
outfit
her?
was crazy.
You know what I love about her? She makes her assistant coaches wear crazy outfits as well. Like, nah, we're a crew.
And if you've been to Baton Rouge, it ain't the fashion center of Louisiana even.
But she was wearing these type of outfits in Waco.
Right,
when she was a coach at Baylor.
She goes to quaint college towns and just dresses a
she
fool.
Smells like Elizabeth Taylor perfume.
Oh, she's probably
coffee.
I mean, her closet is probably the size of it might be a 2-story building. Like seriously.
And she probably got like she smells like, she smells like Danish coffee and Elizabeth Taylor Passion's perfume.
That was something yesterday, the way that Kim Mulkey was dressed during the LSU-Utah game. She's LSU's women's basketball coach. Wow, what a crazy woman. I love her. I love her. A mini horse recently led police in Alabama on a 2-hour chase. Is that something or nothing? Vlad's just knocked out. He can't even take it anymore.
No, a 2-hour tour?
2-hour tour from a mini horse in Alabama. Authorities chased
a mini horse
in Alabama.
In Alabama. You hate the state of Alabama.
I mean, I love Gulf Shores, Alabama. It's beautiful beaches out there. But other than that, I could do without Alabama.
That's nothing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the authorities have the time to chase down a mini horse instead of maybe do their other parts of their job.
That might have been the most exciting thing that's happened to them in the last 3 weeks.
Hey, could be. The world's longest beard has clocked in at 8 feet 3 inches. Is that something or nothing?
That's something. That's something. That's a lot.
You gotta account for your beard at all times, man.
Jeez, man.
I'd keep a pair of scissors on me. I'd keep a pair of scissors on me, simply like if it got caught in machinery, and you at least you got a little bit of a time.
You can get lice in that beard. Yeah.
The upkeep on a beard that long has got to be terrible, man.
Oh man, he's got to pay at least $100 or $150 to upkeep that.
Man. Yeah, you got to shampoo it, condition it, comb it, wax it, and do all that. I don't know. LA's Highland Park neighborhood has been flooded with Uber Eats orders that no one ordered. Apparently, there's a glitch in the system. Is that something or nothing?
Wait, Highland Park, that's where a lot of homeless people live.
So maybe.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, who's sending?
It's a glitch in the system. Apparently, they can't figure out what's going on. But
It's
like,
not a glitch. Somebody just messing. Somebody's effing with them. That's what it is.
I'm telling you, man. Is that something or nothing? Though we got to know.
It's something. It's something. Hopefully, that no Uber driver goes there and then gets beat up or robbed or anything.
This
like
is the point I need to ask you. You one day walk to your front door and you see there's an Uber order that you did not order at your front door. No one in the house has ordered it. Apparently, it was a mistake. What do you do?
That's mine.
You eat it?
I'll let my animal try it out first, and then I'll eat it.
See, because they had a case of that the other day where someone just ate it, and then the person that had ordered it showed up at their house demanding their food. So,
you got to pay them back the food.
Oh, you pay it back?
You have to.
Oh, then you're good. You're clear. You're
Well, actually, you don't. No. You don't, because you didn't make the mistake.
That's Uber.
That's Uber. That has to. Uber has to. If Uber has to give you back your food,
so it's a win-win for everybody except for Uber.
No, it's not a win-win for everyone. Because if the original customer doesn't get that food back, or it gets that or the money back, then they're asked out, and then Uber is going to be asked out because there's probably going to be either a lawsuit or a complaint that's headed towards them. So the only person that really makes out is the person that got the food free, because they just walked out of their doorstep and was like, "Oh, food."
Hopefully they ordered Indian food. I'm hungry for some Indian food, man.
Yeah.
It's I wouldn't even say Indian food's underrated. I would just say that it's often overlooked. But man, it's so good. Spicy Indian food. Love it. Got another update on Cocaine Bear.
Nice.
The bear that keeps escaping its St. Louis facility is going to be moved to South Padre Islands Zoo and have a moat built in its living space so it cannot easily escape. Is that something or nothing?
That's something.
Are you telling me this? You got a problem with Cocaine Bear, and you're going to move it to the spring break capital of Texas? That's something, man. That bear is going to do mucho yayo. Anything about Cocaine Bear, though, gets us excited.
They might have to change the name of the bear.
But a moat will not stop Cocaine Bear.
Oh, no. If you saw the movie, nothing stopping Cocaine Bear when they want that cocaine. Not a damn thing.
The Supreme Court will decide if a dog toy that resembles a Jack Daniels bottle is legal due to copyright. Is that something or nothing?
Say that again?
So there's a dog toy that resembles a Jack Daniels bottle. The U.S. Supreme Court has to decide whether it's a copyright infringement or not, and whether it's legal or not. Something or nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing.
I just like the Supreme Court. Jack Daniels versus dog toy company. Hearing adjourned. Like, I just can't wait to read that. I'm not going to read the report, but I'd like to one day peruse the report on that. A man gets 4.5 years in prison because of an $8 million online romance scam that he started. Is that something or nothing?
Ooh, that's something, B. That's something.
That Tinder swindler.
Yeah.
My thing is, I'm guessing they take the $8 million from you, because if you tell me you can make $8 million, but you got to spend 4.5 in the pen, I'm gonna have to think about it at least.
I'm surprised you didn't say this story about this OnlyFans girl.
What we got? What we got?
All right, so this OnlyFans girl is suing her boyfriend.
Okay.
For $6.7 billion.
What?
Because he had changed the password and codes to her account, and also had all the money that was going to her for her OnlyFans account go straight to his account.
Ooh. She was making that much money?
Well, no, I don't know if she was making that much money. That's what she's suing him, but she was making money, but he was releasing like her explicit videos and all that other stuff. And like, I guess for OnlyFans, there's a free tier and then there's a paid tier.
Yeah, you got different tiers, man.
Okay. So I don't know. I'm not a customer. But
okay.
But no, literally seriously, I'm not an OnlyFans customer. But he took all that stuff and all that money, that all the revenue that she was generating, it got changed because he changed all the passwords and codes and everything, went straight to his account.
That's definitely something right there. Whether it's OnlyFans or not, whenever you're defrauding someone and stealing from them, that's a big deal. But I did see this last night in my parking lot at my apartment. They had a car parked next to me and had a picture of a girl, and it said on OnlyFans and had her handle. To me, that's trashy, man. You can go on OnlyFans and make your money, but to put it on your, how people put their Instagram handle on the car, that's already kind of, but to put your OnlyFans handle on a car, no, man, that's dirty. That's trashy. I don't know. That's not classy if you ask me, but I don't know. Maybe you think it's okay, Vlad. I don't know. I did not check it out in case you're wondering.
No.
If you're unclassy enough to post your not Instagram. I don't check the Instagrams either on people's cars, but you're unclassy enough to put your OnlyFans on your car. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and skip that. There's other more upstanding ladies on OnlyFans. Just saying. A man is upset that his wife will not let him watch his own son's birth. Is that something or nothing?
Oh, that's something.
I think the woman should be commended. Look, if my old lady gets pregnant and she's like, I don't want you seeing that because it might scar you and, in the future, I'd be like, yep, cool, done. Do you want me in the room? Because I can go outside too. I don't need to be there. You know that, right? I think most guys are like, it's cool. Let's go.
Nah, they just want to make sure everything's cool.
Yeah, I'm here for you. Whatever you
most
need.
guys pass out when the baby's being born, when they're in the
I don't know why he's upset.
Delivery room.
I'd be like, yo, I'm here for you. You're doing all the work here,
Nah, because he doesn't want that to be used against him in a later time.
Is she scheming?
Dog, they always set you up, man. They always setting up. Like that time when you weren't there for your son's birth.
You told me not to be there.
But you didn't ever listen to me before. Now you're going to listen to me now? He's your son.
We're an old married couple all of a sudden. Oh. A woman, she's upset that her husband will not wear his wedding ring. He says it's inconvenient. It's just not right. Something or nothing.
Ooh. What does he do, man?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Oh, listen, it's going to be something for her because he's creeping.
I know a lot of guys that don't wear wedding rings and they're happily married.
Yeah, but yeah, he's creeping me. He's still on the field. How early in the marriage are they? Are they newlyweds?
Yeah, newlyweds. They're newlyweds.
Oh yeah. He's still creepy. He's outside.
Yeah, he's trying to tie up some loose ends. I'll tell you this.
He's not tying up loose ends.
I've been in this situation. Like my mom always said, Big Lynn used to always say, you're a hard dog to keep on the porch. I've been in some relationships where they're like, I just wish like we could wear like a relationship ring. I'd be like, no, that's silly. I would never do that. Never. Why would you do so? Has a girl ever approached you, Vlad, and been like, we've been together for a while, and I'm not asking you to marry me, but we should wear like symbols of our love.
I'm not wearing I'm not giving you no promise ring.
Only promise rings I'm giving out are to Tua Valoa, and you know that.
I'm not giving you none of that.
But I'm talking about you have to wear one.
I'm not. You don't give me no promise. No, nobody. We're not.
I tell them I don't wear jewelry.
I don't.
The only thing I wear is my grandmother, Big Thumb, gave me this religious chain when I was 16 years old.
I don't even wear a watch.
That's it.
If I needed time, I'll look at my phone.
I mean, I sort of wear a watch. You see it out in the hallway more than you actually see it on my arm because I don't like to talk with my watch on, stuff like that. Last but not least, a woman branded disrespectful for bringing vegan dishes to a dinner party. Something or nothing. Now, remember, no. I want you to
it's something.
Keep it a buck with me.
It's something.
You know, I am vegan, but keep it a buck with me.
But it's something because it's more the party, not her. If she let it be known that she's a vegan and she knows she's going to a party where they're not going to serve any type of vegan food, and she would like to go have fun, but also not be a burden, then there's no problem for her to bring her own food for her to cook and anything like that. I don't really see what's the problem.
See, my thing, it's something for a lot of different reasons. And I'll kind of unpeel the onion right here. Number one, if I go to your house party and you're serving food and you put meat in front of me and I'm vegan, I'm eating it. I was raised in the deep South. You be polite to people. You respect their house. You respect their rules. If you're allergic to something, don't eat it. But I'm going to eat it. I'm not going to be, I'm a vegan. You can't.
But that's what I'm saying. This is a conversation that needs to be had before you go in there, because therefore, if you know that they're not going to be serving any vegan food, you might not want to just go there.
No, I'm saying, and now if she's legitimately bringing the vegan food because she's really down for the cause and she just doesn't want to eat meat, that's kind of okay. It's a little rude. It's okay.
I don't think it's rude if she talks to the host of the house,
right? But
the host of the party.
9 out of 10 vegans, they're peacocking. She wants the world to know that she's vegan and that she's better than you because she doesn't kill animals and she's healthy. 9 out of 10 vegans, that's why they do something like that. Notice, as you noticed for me, vegans love to let it be known that they're vegan. Love to let it be known that they're vegan. Why? Because it makes them feel better about themselves.
Yeah, whatever, girls. Yeah,
Bashing. I'm bashing myself right now. I don't know why.
I laugh because no matter what, you're still having meat.
Well,
you're having some type of meat.
I ain't gonna lie. That right there is something or nothing. Gonna wrap up the show right now. Once again, we're going hour less today because we got some Hurricane Rewind. And why wouldn't you want to do a little Hurricane Rewind after the week the Miami Hurricanes have had? We got big ones, man. Let's go through it, Vlad. I've gone on the record. I've been loud wrong on FAU. I thought Tennessee wouldn't have a cakewalk, but they would, they'd pretty much take care of business. It looked like that for the first half. Definitely was not at the end of the game. Tonight, FAU. Can we dream the almost impossible dream? They could go all the way to the Final Four. 6 o'clock, they play Kansas State. Do you have FAU winning?
I have FAU winning.
Well, you're an alumnus. You got to.
Yes. Come on, man. I have FAU winning.
Oh, man. Keep it a buck.
They're in the Garden, baby. They're going to do it in the Garden.
Keeping it a buck. I'm going to do it to the Owls again. Prove me wrong again, Owls. I just see Kansas State winning that game, man. It might be close, but I just see Kansas State walking away, man. Just like Tennessee walked away from FAU. But maybe that's why I'm doing it, And, of course, we got to talk about the games. The U. It's all about the U, baby. First, let's talk about those ladies tomorrow. Man, once again, I'm the bad guy here. The Lady Hurricanes taking on the Lady Tigers in Kim Mulkey's outfit. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Who you got, Vlad?
I'm going with the Canes. I'm going with the Lady Canes. Even though Kim Mulkey,
Kim Mulkey, man.
All right,
what a coach.
She's a hell of a coach.
But Katie Meyer, hell of a coach.
She's more demonstrative than our coach, than Myers, than our Lady Coach Myers. But Kim is going to do her thing. Kim's going to work the officials and everything. But I just think if UM plays the way they've been playing, they're playing with so much confidence. They're playing carefree. I think the Lady Canes can win. And I don't think they are going to win. They're advancing to the Final Four.
A lot of calls yesterday asking who I'm cheering for. And this show, we got to be honest. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, good. And I have said, and I do want a good game. But if I have to pick, and I am going to pick, got to go with your alma mater. Got to go with LSU. If I have to choose, I choose LSU. It's in my heart. It's where I grew up. It's where I went to school. And I like Kim Mulkey because she looks like she could beat me up in a straight up fight.
And make love to you at the same time.
It would be so nice. So great. Oh, and last but not least, of course, the world is talking about the U. Houston, no doubter. At no point last night did I think Houston was going to win that game. I said the U was in control and going to win that game. Now, they got a good Texas team. I watched that entire Texas game last night. Do you have the U going to the Final Four tomorrow? 5 o'clock, pregame, 4:30, right here, 560, WQAM. Danny Rabinowitz, Joe Zagacki.
Len, tomorrow, pregame starts at 4:30 on 560 WQAM. Tip-off is at 5:09. I have the Canes winning it all, so.
Ooh, you're sticking with it. You know what? I went in yesterday, being the usual doubting Thomas that I am, and said there's no way FAU and the women and the men can all win in a 24-hour span. And then all of a sudden, a feeling came over me. And I said, no, wait a second. This men's team is different. They are going to win tonight. And lo and behold, they did. And now I'm having that same feeling coming over me. There's no way. There's no way. But a calmness has come into my heart and in my soul. And I do believe in my heart the U will win tomorrow. They will beat Texas. Texas, very good. They pistol whipped Kansas twice this season. Last night, no problems. But I think tomorrow night, this team, the U, they got something going. Coach Larinaga, notice he never yells. Everybody else is yelling. He's out there just cool and calm. Of course, they were up most of the game. That makes it easier. Nonetheless, I think with Coach L, the U wins. It's all about the U, baby. It's all about you and I, Vlad. We might not be on the air, but we will be here at the radio station. You've got tonight the Heat game. That's going to be right here on 560 WQAM. Go to the Odyssey app. You can also find the Inter Miami game, the Panthers game, and you can find us on social media. And you can find us on the YouTube page if you missed anything. Just go to 560 WQAM. For Vladmir Louison, I am Dan Day. This has been Sports Day on 560 WQAM.
Hey, want to see the ugly mugs that go along with our melodious voices?
Do I have to worry about this?
We are on YouTube.
That's great that you